We are live. Hey everyone, RT Bear here. Day before Turkey Day, and we're gonna hang out with you. We're gonna hang out with you for an hour or so, maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. We'll just see how long it goes. But it's just gonna be fun. It's gonna be Clint and I. We're gonna hang out. The rest of the Pontificators have other Turkey Day related events, so it'll be good. It'll be a chance to have a one-on-one with Clint Helinski, so it could be fun. It could be fun, and I know there's a lot of competition out there, you guys, and I always appreciate you tuning in to the Pontificators and everything else I do. I really do appreciate you. Without you, this would be kind of silly, right? Just talking to myself on a webcam. And looking pathetic, which, I mean, night's young, right? It's still a chance for that to happen. Yeah, I hope you guys are all having a great holiday season so far. I always think like Thanksgiving is what starts the whole holiday season. There are people that already have their Christmas lights up around here. They have their Christmas trees, all kinds of stuff. The city has all their decorations. They're going up now. This area of Texas, the Woodlands, it just goes to town. I mean, there's lights everywhere. It's really a beautiful place to live. And so it even becomes better around Christmas time. So I hope you guys are having a good time, and your wives or whoever does all the cooking isn't going crazy now. Pamela did a bunch of cooking today, and it's just going to be the two of us, but she's still going to town, putting a great meal together. So we're going to have everything. We're going to have turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, yams, cranberry sauce. You guys saw me eat a little bit of cranberry sauce last night on the Professionals. Delicious, delicious. I am so lucky and blessed. I married a great cook, and she's a really good cook. And yeah, so I hope you guys are having fun too. I know a lot of people get days off. I don't know what that's like, to get a day off. The only way I get a day off is if I actually take it off myself and get behind on my work, which doesn't happen a lot, but tomorrow it might happen. It might happen. I'm going to go to the chat. I think Clint just popped in, but I want to see what you guys are up to and who's there. What is this, fake 322? That's hard to do as a dyslexic. I wanted to go 223 or some combination like that. The image on the left, the horror image on the left. What's the image on the left? I don't know what that is. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Apparently Clint's in the chat here. We got Leg Kick. Thank you. I think Leg Kick sent me a super chat yesterday on the Bros. That was very thoughtful. Thank you, Randy Howell. It's always good to see you. RT Bear says, put a chick in it, make her gay, make it lame. I would never say something like that, but I'm thinking that maybe some of those Disney execs would say something similar to that. Let's see. I see Clint's name. Clint say, put two chicks in it, make them gay, make them play. Yeah, see, there you go. We got Jerry Rasco. Happy Thanksgiving. Right back at you, brother. We got the fearsome Bullet. Arthur! That's how my mom, I think her and I had a friend that called me Arthur. Most people call me Art. I think Ethan calls me Arthur. Very interesting. Duck bacon. Sounds interesting. Hell Art, hell chat. RBI Studios, hell Art. RBI was, he was one of the black and white fan art trading card winners. And if you want to see his beautiful artwork, go to the black and white Indiegogo. It's now in demand. And in the updates, there's I inked it. He gave me pencils. I inked it up and got colors done. And the card came out fantastic. Fantastic. So thanks for doing that. RBI says, happy Thanksgiving. Past Master, good to see you as always. Why are you on my iPad? Question. I don't know. I just wanted to check my email. F's. Pathetic. What? Archie Bear, you could put up your ripped pants picture, LOL. Oh my gosh, yeah, I almost forgot about that. Yeah, that was years ago. I ripped my pants and my wife took a picture of my butt hanging out. It was good fun. Okay, let me see. I see duck bacon. I see. Okay, hey, we got Rob in the house. Rob Hunter. All right, looks like. Oh man, looks like we got a full show here. All right, well, without further ado, he puts the sex in sexy. Mr. Clint Helinski, what's up?
What up, Art? What's going on, gentlemen in the chat? They're already stealing my good ideas, Art.
Uh-oh.
They're already I was gonna corner the whole hot babe, topless, XX rated comic books, and all of a sudden somebody saw my success, and they're bringing back Penthouse Comics now.
Oh, I saw that. Have you seen the? Is it Matteo Scalara or whatever? He's doing a bunch of covers. Oh my gosh, those things are gorgeous.
Well, my stuff's okay too.
Well,
coincidence? They're stealing my good ideas.
I'm sorry. When you said that, I was like, "Oh, Mateo, oh you." You know what? I can't hold a candle to him either, Clint. So don't worry about it.
No, I know. I just like literally, Penthouse Comics is an inspiration for the Blue Bombshell. So to see it pop up that it's coming back now while I'm running the campaign. One has nothing to do with the other. I just find it funny. So.
Well, you know what? They used to do, what was it, Little Annie's Fanny and stuff like that. They used to do comic strips in Playboy. Oh, I don't think Penthouse ever did because that was a little more hardcore. But maybe you could go and pitch it and do little shorts, Maids of Mayhem or something like that. Yeah.
Literally, I already saw the story and I'm looking at the editors. It looks like they're some subdivision underneath Massive Publishing. So I would totally submit Blue Bombshell stories to that. Absolutely, that would be really cool. But who knows? I don't know what the setup is, but I just saw it today. So,
well, let's get Rob Hunter in here because he looks bored. And when Rob is bored, he does crazy shit. So we don't want that to happen. So without further ado, here he is. Rob Hunter!
I'm already mixing up the napalm, mixing it up in a big 5-gallon bucket because I sat there bored. I'm like, this son of a bitch. This is everybody. Everything's going.
Everything's going up in flames, baby. Is that a little napalm drink right there?
No, you can't drink it. That'll kill me.
It looks red. No, if you build an immunity to napalm, you can drink it all day long.
Oh no, this is Black Widow.
The sad thing about building up immunity to napalm is the napalm doesn't give you the kick when you're 52 anymore.
No, it just kills you. It just takes a few years off your life. It's funny because Adam Carolla, I love that dude. I grew up in Southern California, so I got to see his rise to power. And he says on his show, he's like, you can eat a car. You can't eat it. You know how you can't eat it? It's like you can ingest a certain amount of metal without hurting yourself, and then you pass it and stuff. So you could eventually eat a car, but how many years would that take, and how patient would you have to be to eat a freaking car? I'm going to challenge you, Adam Carolla, right now. I don't think there's enough years that you would be alive to eat a full vehicle, because I think it'd kill you. Yes.
You don't remember the shitty Ripley's Believe It or Not from the 80s and the Guinness Book of World Records from the 80s? There's that French guy who has the double or triple rows of teeth, and that's what he would do. He would eat stuff like cars. He'd eat an entire car.
But think about the mass of a car. Even if it was a Honda Civic or a little Volkswagen, it would still seem like it'd take a lifetime. Otherwise, it would kill you.
If you ate like little rounded pieces of metal.
Oh, if you just ingested like a pill or swallowed it.
Pill small enough where it was rounded off, it wasn't gonna like cut or anything interior, and you ate it with food and digested it, you could pass like hard objects through you. That's doable.
No,
Yep, go ahead, Rob.
They did a study on his ass. He had
literally on his ass and what was coming out.
Well, no, his whole body, and between the teeth, between his throat and his stomach, his stomach acids were a lot higher than a normal person. His lining was stronger than a normal person. He literally could chew and consume stuff.
He could pass stuff and dissolve it.
Yeah.
He was chewing it. So he was taking bites out of it and chewing it.
Yeah.
I think like what Clint says, like that seems plausible that you could do that, but still, like you would, if you valued your life and wanted to be successful, you would have to do shit in, shit out, right? You'd have to have a log. You'd go, okay, I ate 2 tablets or I ate 2 pellets, of this vehicle, on Sunday. So I'm not going to ingest any more until I shit those 2 pellets out.
No, that guy's eating like, hey, I'm sitting down and eating a bicycle.
The interesting part to me,
for the hell of it,
how he got to the point where he figured out he could do that. You know what I mean?
That's a childhood thing, man. As soon as he got those teeth in, he was like, "I'm going to eat my bike."
Trying to do something, and all of a sudden he realized he could do it, and then he's like, "Well, let's chew up some more stuff," and like it got him attention because I'm sure he was a freak. So.
Well, remember when you were a kid, and you'd start chewing on aluminum foil, and you're like, especially if you had like a metal filling, it's like, like it just like it hurt your teeth. I couldn't imagine like.
Well,
but he couldn't just bite into a piece of metal, right? He had to probably cut.
No, he couldn't. Yeah, early humans could eat raw meat, and it wouldn't make them sick. So this guy was on the evolutionary chain. He had taken a couple steps back.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between eating raw meat and like actually physically taking a bite out of the hood of a car.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that character Jaws in James Bond? He's like that guy. Hey, Rob, if you can look that guy up and see how long he lived. I'm thinking he had a short lifespan.
But I think he had a decent sized lifespan for somebody with gigantism. But yes, it was shorter. I would say probably into his late 50s, early 60s. But
he also had gigantism?
Well, that's why he was. Yeah, not to the Andre the Giant level, but like his distorted features and his height and everything. Yeah. He had the gigantism syndrome or whatever you would want to call it. But Pastmaster says I never chewed aluminum foil. Well, you haven't lived yet, then, Pastmaster Dan. You know what? Go get yourself a piece of aluminum foil. We'll wait here and let us know how it tastes.
His name.
Get on it.
Michael Lotito.
Okay.
He lived from 1950 to 2007. So he was only 57 years old when he died. So
57.
Guessing,
so yeah, that's
the stuff that he ate did catch up to him.
Yeah, I don't know what the nutritional facts are on like a Buick or something.
I think there's
like
a lot of iron in it.
Good one.
Hey Rob, can you move your mic just a little closer to you?
Yeah, so you can bust your teeth on it.
The internet's being a piece of shit.
Yeah. Duck Bacon says I eat Goldschlager.
Yeah. See,
I do not eat aluminum. You're starting shit, Pastmaster Dan. I tried it as a kid. Remember when you would eat crayons because you're like convinced they're bright, colorful, they'd be like hard candy, and you're like, this has got to be like a lifesaver or something.
I would just go get candy. Oh no, Rob's internet is about as good as mine.
Yeah, well, maybe I was a strange kid. I don't know.
Yeah. The colors are bright.
They are bright,
It
you
says
know.
cherry. You're expecting cherry.
Yeah, and it's like wax. It's
Mm.
not even good tasting wax.
No, that's. I'm trying to think of all the old school candies. They're better than the candies today. Like they would have what were the things that were on they're like little discs on wax paper and stuff.
Oh, that stuff's crappy. Little dots.
Oh yeah, but
It's just pure sugar. There's no flavor. It's just like like melted sugar.
that's what I like. It's just like just inject sugar directly into the vein.
Just do it, yeah. And you know what? This was really sad, and I'm not going to eat Snickers bars anymore because I bought one the other day, right? Because Snickers satisfies.
Oh, I love
and
Snickers.
and they're healthy because they got peanuts and everything. So
Yeah.
so I fool myself thinking, I got a candy bar. It's good for me. And so I bought one and I'm eating it. And so just out of curiosity, I start reading the ingredients. And it says it was made with. It doesn't say what. It just says bioengineered material.
Ooh,
Material, not like food, like material. And I'm like, it's chocolate, freaking nougat, and nuts. Like they've been making these things for like decades. Why all of a sudden do you need bioengineered bullshit? So I'm sorry, Mars. I'm out.
You're sticking bugs in it, dude.
Well, then stick a bug in, but why does it have to be bioengineered bugs?
Yeah.
Because it's as the planet runs out of resources, bugs are going to be a big part of it. Bugs. So you can't just say like, "What are you doing? Are you putting cockroaches in my candy bars?" What they do is it's just a smorgasbord of insects,
bioengineered bugs
that go into a giant vat, and because they're trying to get it to a certain flavor.
If you mash crickets up enough, they start to taste like chocolate.
Well, dude, I'm serious, man.
It's just the number of times that you mash them.
Can you imagine the guys that are in that department, the bug guys, going, "What's the ratio again of crickets to cockroaches?"
It's 50%.
To get nougat.
You just got one jar of like chocolate milk and one jar of crickets, and they're just dumping them together and blending them.
Yeah, and then poor guinea pigs that are, hey, does it taste like chocolate yet? It's like, oh yeah, I can taste the chocolate. Hey, I hated this show. I didn't really watch it, but there was one episode that I do remember. I was at a friend's house, and it literally was that show Friends. And there was a character on that, and she was like a chef or something like that. So she was hard up for work. So then she got this work where she was like, there's a recipe, like she had to create these recipes with this product, and the product was called mocklet. It was like a chocolate substitute, right? And so she's trying. She was wants to get paid and everything, so she's trying to make all these recipes. And then she comes in there in a couple of days, and she's meeting with the guy. And then the guy's like, "What do you got?" And she's does all this stuff. And then she said it's really hard to make something that is a chocolate substitute that doesn't melt. It just kind of crumbles. And I was so grossed out. I think that's why I remembered that. And then he said, "Don't worry, the FDA or whatever pulled our license anyway, so we're not going forward with mocklet." And I was like, "That's pretty funny. That's pretty damn funny." Yeah.
How much of the mocklet did she eat?
Oh, probably too much.
Friends had good stuff on there. They had edgy jokes in there.
Did they?
Rips on it, but it was popular for that. It was that popular for that long of a time for a reason. Like
exactly.
There was one character on it I remember, and he absolutely annoyed me. And it was this guy that had this monkey. Yeah.
You don't remember? You know what? Art was making huge money during the boom, so he doesn't remember Friends at all. He was too busy. Us poor bastards, we were watching every episode Thursday nights.
Yeah, I was watching the upscale entertainment. I don't know what that would have been, but
Back then, I don't know.
I couldn't hang out in the gutters with you guys and slum it with friends.
Art
The
was
number one
going-
rated show of all time, probably. Yeah, I couldn't be
Art was
bothered.
going, another royalty check I haven't cashed. Oops.
Night on the town. I wish it was like.
And
Buying
I
cars.
was sitting here like, I wonder how you break into the comic book industry, and if it's very hard. That's what I was thinking.
That's what you were thinking. You guys talk. I'm gonna try to find this. There's somebody did. I don't know who this person was, but it's kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe with like old '50s actors.
Oh yeah, that was cool looking.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that. It's in the green room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the link. You had the link in the messages, and I clicked through a bunch of it today.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
Well, your mic.
I got it. I got it. Let me see. Okay. This is really cool. If you guys haven't seen this, you're in for a treat. This thing is really cool. I mean, there's some of the stuff is kind of like because I don't know the actors, but some of it like it's just fantastic. Like somebody needs to do this.
Yeah.
Well, is this partly why the whole strikes were happening? Like how cool that stuff looked is why people don't want to just sign their rights away just to do a movie. Because
you know what?
It is
Right.
It is
because you could be a brand new actor and you get $5,000 to do whatever in some movie and no one sees you again for 15 years. Like, you know how you see like Gerard Butler's first appearance in a movie was a James Bond movie, shit like that. But if you're Gerard Butler and you had signed your rights away, like, you know, that company that made James Bond would be like, oh, hey, Gerard Butler's a big deal now. We can just CGI him wherever
we can just
right.
use his image again.
Yeah.
No,
hey, can you guys see this? Can you see this?
You might have to zoom in on it.
Well, this is just the headline: Marvel Makeover AI reimagines old Hollywood stars as superheroes. So you can see this stuff, right? Because I think these images are bigger.
Yeah, let me. I might be able to pull it up.
So is it not big enough?
Who's the Doctor Strange?
I can zoom in on it with my touchscreen. So let me.
Oh, the Phantom Strange. That's oh my gosh, Price, Vincent Price.
Oh, okay.
Vincent Price.
Think about that. Yeah. So you got it there.
Yeah, let me share it. Let me share it to you, Art.
Okay. Yeah, it's Vincent Price. Oh my gosh, it's so that the I don't know if they're the Fantastic Four, but they had two actors, and I don't know who they are, but they're better than any contemporary actors. So this is Marvel Makeover AI reimagines old Hollywood stars as superheroes. But there's a better shot of him. Like if you just keep scrolling down, they show all these images. Because that might be a little too big for the other ones. Yeah. Look at this guy.
Well,
that is Tony Stark, right? Yeah.
Totally.
But it's like, oh, well, it's old school. That still looks fairly contemporary. That thing still looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
And then who is this? Alec Guinness as Kane.
Alex Guinness as Kane.
Yeah.
It just looks cool. I mean, it doesn't
looks
necessarily
awesome.
line up with the. Here we go.
Look at this.
Audrey Hepburn is a black.
Oh shit! That is so freaking cool, man.
I mean, that is really.
Now I do have a question because I know I'm a little biased. I don't like older movies. Like
man.
And I mean, like even like if you have a movie today, but you set it like in the 40s or 50s, I hate that shit. So, do other people feel that way? Like, could you literally, with AI and CGI, could you make a 1950s Thor with Charlton Heston?
Yeah, you could. Okay, go back. That's Charlton Heston. The one. Oh, look at that. Go back though. We got to go and examine the Chuck Heston one.
because that was my
Wait.
biggest
Oh, there it
problem.
is. There it is. But
Yeah.
look at his hand. Look at his right hand. Chuck Heston's.
Oh, he's only got 3 fingers.
That's AI for you.
That is so
And
awesome.
what's he holding? There's scissors that are going through his hand too, right? Are those scissors? It's
I
like
don't-
10
I don't
scissor
know.
down the-
So weird.
It's somewhat high tech, but yeah, that is so cool, man. So is this Magneto or no? This is Doom, right?
Yeah, Doctor Doom.
This
Yeah, like my
Doom.
problem
This
with
is
Agent
Doom
Carter
in the kind of retro.
was that Agent Carter happened in what, the 50s or whatever, 60s. I would have watched that show if it was.
Oh, you're just a
contemporary.
big stick in the mud, Rob. The retro stuff
Well,
is
I
fun.
wanted to.
Nah,
Yeah, look at this. This is Doris Day. This stuff is way
Doris
better
Day
than
is Captain
Disney.
Marvel.
Oh my god, it's so perfect. Did you ever see what was that Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow? This reminds me of that. Of course you didn't. It was black and white, Rob.
Angelina Jolie and Jude Law.
Yeah, she had the eye patch and stuff. That thing
That was
cool.
one of my early. That was one of my early San Diego trips, and I remember walking into the hotel. Can you hear me? Or am I cutting out?
Yeah, you're kind of coming in and out, but it's okay. I think we can piece it together.
Okay. Jude Law was in the lobby of my hotel, just swarmed by reporters and stuff, and it was at San Diego Con for that movie.
Sky
And
Captain.
I remember I was probably 20 feet away from him. Yep, Sky Captain. He looked like a golden god, and he even had the receding hairline then. But like he was so good looking in person. Like you understand what these movie stars. It's like,
Why they're
holy
movie stars.
crap! I didn't know guys were that good looking.
Man. Yeah, Clint was going gay at the San Diego Comic Con.
I can't help it, man. Like that dude was like as good looking as hell. But
All right, let's move on. We got to move on because Past Master is like hating on Doris Day here.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Didn't that movie
What
tank?
else do we got?
Yeah, it didn't do very well, but it was pretty groundbreaking.
Oh, it did.
And it was kind of like an indie film because those guys did like some kind of college
So
movie.
This is,
This is what? Uh-oh.
I don't know who that actress is. She's supposed to be a Black Panther character.
a lot of CGI was stolen from that movie. A lot of the technology you see now.
Yeah, go back so we can see what actress this is. It's above the image.
But they don't steal that technology; they patent it. So all those guys made lots of money. Someone
Yeah.
made money off of the
My
CGI
connection's
technique.
bad tonight.
So is the images
I'll
are
just say
jumping
to defend
too,
myself, I saw Jessica Alba.
Naked.
Yeah, sorry, my connection is still crappy.
This is going to be a great show.
No, I saw Jessica Alba. I wish I would have seen her at that comic book convention. She brought me back. To
But
the
this-
States,
this-
so.
Well, this is Bruce Banner, right? But I don't know the actor. He actually has 5 fingers, so that's good.
I thought
No,
that was
this is
Charlton
still,
Heston.
This is
as
still
Thor.
Heston as Donald Blake.
Yeah,
Oh, this is Donald Blake. This is Thor. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Heston is Donald Blake. They've got a multiple right here. So.
Maybe I
Somebody
should.
that sucks.
Oh shit! Look at Chuck Heston as as Thor, the Thunder God. Holy shit! That is Chuck Heston, right?
Yeah. Now,
Man,
It's a version of
Thor.
Chuck Heston.
Would you have gone gay
I
for
have-
this, Clint?
No,
No.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, he would. I'd go gay for this.
What was early Thor?
but I
Was
do
that a separate
understand when
guy?
guys are way better looking than me.
Yeah.
Like early Thor, was he when Donald Blake, was he a guy like a cripple, and then when he would hit the stick, then Thor
Yes.
would show up?
Yes,
So
he
it's
wasn't. He
really
wasn't like
cute.
full on. Yeah, he wasn't full on cripple, But he did walk with a cane, so he obviously has some kind of leg
He was
problems.
a gimp.
So Donald Blake was a dude, and then Thor was a dude. And
Yeah, that's the whole thing that gets a little weird is the personalities.
Well, it was like I think it was kind of like Shazam, but the
Donald
thing
Blake
is,
didn't become
but Donald
Thor.
Blake wasn't Thor. Like Donald Blake's like body like kind of hosted it, but I don't think it was actually him anymore. But I'm not sure. Look at this, Elizabeth Taylor. Holy shit! As the Enchantress, I would watch the hell out of this.
Elizabeth Taylor is the Enchantress. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
This
Hey,
would be
past
cool.
master.
Like, if this
Yeah, well, I was
movie
gonna say-
existed with all these
Awkward. What I was going to say is past master is giving us like hell in the chat, so I was like, yeah, find fault with this one. I dare you, because this is actually gorgeous. She looks.
might
Oh, go ahead.
might be bad.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Yep, I'm gonna try not to screw things up too badly.
Okay, that would be appreciated.
Oh, so this
Oh, the
turn
Ernest
is
Borgnine.
as Wolverine.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Look at that. Oh shit. That is perfect.
no, it's not. What's those shoulder pads?
Shut up.
Who's this little bitch? This is supposed to be Wolverine? Come on.
This little bitch, Ernest Borgnine's a big dude. Little
Height
bitch.
wise, he's probably comic accurate of Wolverine.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I can bounce you, Rob.
Height wise, this is more accurate than Hugh Jackman is.
No,
Yeah, I didn't like that Hugh Jackman was that tall. Yeah. All right, Bob.
it's kind of crazy that, and then X-Men takes off, so then everybody has to start drawing Wolverine taller.
Yeah. The Cyclops one.
This is a weird one.
Yeah, this was a little bit of a jump. I didn't like this. This is Cyclops, right?
This is like Batman, Adam
Frank-
West.
Frank Sinatra
budget.
as Cyclops is a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like this. This is.
Where's the singing number?
Oh, it'll be there.
Cyclops. It's drinking and singing, smoking cigarettes.
His superpowers is the croon. They call him the crooner. This is Gary Cooper as Bruce Banner. All right, now we're talking. Gary Cooper, super duper. Look at that. The smolder. He's got the smolder face. I don't know who that is. Oh shit! But it's cool though. I don't know who Gunnard Borstand is, but that is cool, man.
He
That's
looks
cooler
like
than-
Division.
Yeah, it's cooler than this stupid movie. That's pretty badass. That dude looks scary too.
You didn't
He's
like
got it-
You didn't like Red Skull? You kept
I didn't like the makeup. I liked the actor and everything, but I thought the makeup looked kind of lame. Who is this? What character is this? Oh shit! Is that Gary Cooper as the Hulk? Does it say? That's pretty cool. They could have done that in the 50s though. That's definitely CGI.
No way. No.
They had
That's
plenty
AI
of
right
good
there.
steroids in the 50s. You just pump up Gary Cooper with steroids. Be fine.
Humphrey Bogart as Nick Fury. Oh shit! Let's see that on the delay. Oh man, that is perfect. Yeah, Rob's gonna find some fault
I'm
with it.
sorry.
I'm not saying anything. We know I think it's dumb.
Well, you
I
know
think it looks
what?
good. The black
Yeah.
and white image looks great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rob, you should talk more because Clint can't.
Oh, Clint. You know,
Poor-
the moment I start talking, my T-Mobile internet will take a crap because
Okay.
that's why you lost me before, is because it took a crap. Hopefully, it doesn't right now.
This might be a short show.
Yeah.
All right. Are you trying to scroll?
I'm not talking because I know I'm getting delayed.
Well, you started
No,
off
that
strong.
actually that does look like a cool image. I just don't want to see Nick Fury in the 50s. That's all. You know, I like Nick Fury with his high tech stuff.
All right.
Who's this?
You have to admit that is Tony Stark right there, man.
Which actor is this?
Oh my gosh. I know the guy's name. It's the Gone with the Wind guy.
It looks like Tony Stark's dad.
Oh, Clark Gable. Yeah. Actually, I think it looks like Tony Stark.
Is Clark Gable the guy that used to troll the elementary schools for 13-year-old girls?
Probably.
One of those actors was famous for going out in his sports car and picking up 13-year-old girls.
So this is Hawkeye? Nothing about this actually screams Hawkeye, though.
No, where's his bow?
Exactly. Yeah. Where's the arrows? The sling?
He looks like he just looks like a sunglasses ad, is what he looks like.
Yeah,
Sunglasses
actually it
he's
does.
selling. Yeah.
James Stewart as Dr. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, whimsical and wisdom. Let's see.
Is he gonna stammer for us too?
I can see this guy stretching. He's
Mary.
Mary.
Don't you recognize me, Mary?
Mary. The Invisible Girl. I can see this guy falling for an invisible woman. Where is she? I don't know. Jerry Lewis is Loki, the pranks and pandemonium.
Oh,
this
no.
is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Come on, Rob. It's gonna be good. Yes.
Oh, come on, dude. This is awful.
You know you love it, man. You know you love it.
I thought the first Loki on Disney Plus was shit. Can you imagine this?
I think it'd be better.
Look
at least it would be trying to. Oh, go ahead.
Look at how long his thumb. Look at how long his thumb.
Yeah, he's got
his
fingers.
He's got some long thumbs.
He's got
toe thumbs.
Oh man.
Oh, this one's really bad. I remember this one.
Oh no.
Like AI wasn't even trying on this costume design.
Is this a fat Captain America?
The suit's cool, but the mask, that looks lame.
The faces all look the same. They all look like the Thor guy. It's this weird mixture of Charlton Heston. Like the AI's in love with Charlton Heston. All the dudes have Charlton Heston on the brain.
Well, all like guys back then, they did the smolder, so their eyes were always squinty, right? It's like the tough guy look, like, I kill you.
Yeah. It's like, why is Thor in a Captain America suit? Is what it says to me.
Kim Novak as Dr. Sue Storm.
Who's Kim Novak?
Oh, wait till you see Kim Novak, dude. Was she in the Birds? She's the Birds person, right? Look at that.
Oops, shit.
So what bad do you have to say about this, Rob?
I would say that when you look at her, you can see a lot of comic book artists who still do that same style face and makeup.
Yes.
Those eyebrows and stuff. There's a bunch of comic book artists that are just like that.
Yeah. Kirk Douglas is Hank Pym.
Oh,
that's perfect. That's good.
well, that makes sense.
They should have the helmet on the table or something like that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Lon Chaney is the Beast.
Something a little extra for the costume.
Yeah. Yep. Or an ant in the background, a giant ant.
Oh, this is bad.
What? Oh.
That's bad. Yeah.
This looks like a reject from the old time
There's
machine
super
movie.
retro
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, Marilyn Monroe is Emma Frost, Diamond and Diva. This is gonna be good. Oh shit, that doesn't even look like Marilyn Monroe though.
No, that looks like. Well, that's AI's in love with a certain actress and keeps redoing her face over and over again, just like the Charlton Heston.
They sometimes they like Photoshop them so much out that they don't even look like themselves anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Marlon Brando.
Clint and I did an
Brando's
AI episode, and all the style of artwork had the same style. Everything started to look very similar to everything else.
Yeah. There's something weird going on here too. I know those jackets, those lab coats are oversized, but it looks like it was meant for somebody that had a thicker neck or the head was in a different position because that looks awkward.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his head
like,
doesn't look connected to his shoulders.
Yeah,
No,
it looks like it's floating there.
Yeah, and once again we have Charlton Heston.
Oh, Mickey Rooney as Spider-Man. You guys are going to love this.
Oh no.
Actually, it's pretty good.
This is awful.
Oh, that's perfect. Look at that.
Wait, isn't this the Spider-Man that we've seen for the last couple of years?
This is like the Little Rascals like version. Whap, 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 whap.
Oh,
Whap,
Well,
whap, whap, whap.
That's
Totally.
pretty much the Spider-Man we've seen.
This is like
the last 5 years.
the Spider-Man Halloween costume. Mr. Fantastic stretching the boundaries of heroism.
Yes. Charlton Heston. Here we go.
whoever this is, he'll be better than it'll be better than what's his face that they just did.
Oh, it doesn't look like Charlton Heston. It looks like that other actor.
And I'm not even sure who that is.
What did it say it was? Is it Gary Cooper?
I'm not
No, that's
sure.
not Gary. Gary Cooper, super duper.
It may be Gary Cooper.
It looks like the same guy that they same actor for the last Fantastic Reed Richards.
Shit! Look at that.
That is a very 60s.
Yeah.
This is what I want to see, though. I want to see the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the contemporary version. I want them to do a retro Fantastic Four, and then I would like them to kind of not so much age out, but to show them like this, and then make it kind of like a time travel, like they get lost in space. So it's not like they just go up, get hit with the gamma rays and then come back down. Like they go up there and they're up there for a while. Like they think it's just maybe 3 months or something like that, but it's been like 30 years. So when they come down, everything's, it's the contemporary world. Actually, it'd be like 60 years, contemporary world, but they still kind of look similar to this. And then, they got to kind of catch up. So then you get to see them, become more contemporary, embrace, the modern world and all that other stuff. I think that would be fun. This is perfect. Go ahead.
I've mentioned many times that when you want to do a big budget movie, the first thing you do, because they always plan out years and years ahead of time, is you do cartoons so that you will have an audience by the time the movie comes out, because the kids will watch it and they'll know who the characters are. So if you did like the Invincible style for Fantastic Four, that would be cool. And you could do that with the Fantastic Four. You could do that with a couple of the different Marvel movies. Put out a series of cartoons for Saturday or after school specials or whatever, at 3:00 when kids come home. And then by the time the Fantastic Four movie comes out, everybody knows who the Fantastic Four. It's why the X-Men movies did so well, because we've been watching the X-Men cartoons since the 90s.
Yeah. And the thing is, the Marvel Cinematic Universe already has this built in, because there is the legacy stuff. So there's Tony Stark's dad, so they showed his science of the day, all that stuff. And who else? Oh, Hank Pym.
Hank
You know,
Pym.
Hank Pym.
Yep.
And so the thing is, they already have a whole universe that's kind of in the 50s and 60s. So they could have these two characters, or the Fantastic Four, they could be contemporaries to Hank Pym, to Tony Stark's dad. I forget what his first name is. You know, so they could do that stuff. So they could even have those guys possibly involved in the launch and stuff like that. So it's kind of like the Marvel Universe before the official Marvel Universe even existed. I would like to see that kind of stuff.
Did they travel to the negative zone? So they could be lost in the negative zone and then come back.
Exactly. And so what I was thinking too is when they come back, because they still haven't really done to the extent like multiple universes, you know, in multiple like places and stuff like that. So these guys have spent 60 years, you know, kind of in that world. So when they come down, you know how they say Reed Richards is the smartest man in the world, whatever. So he was smart before he left, but he's even smarter now because he's experienced super science and all these different worlds that no one has ever been privy to. And so when he comes back, that dude is super, super smart. Like, because you know, like Marvel's always looking for like, oh, well now Riri Williams is as smart as Tony Stark.
Right.
Oh, you know, like Hank Pym is as smart as you know whoever.
Yeah.
And so they're getting themselves into this place where, well, everybody's just kind of flatlined, right? Everybody's as smart as everybody else. But you could actually do something different if. Like you were saying, Rob, and that was kind of what I was thinking too. You just kind of said the negative zone, where they could be lost in space for X amount of decades and then come back. But they not only are they different, you know what I mean, because they've been transformed, but they're also Reed Richards is immeasurably smarter than he was when they left. Mm-hmm. But Marvel will fuck it up. I guarantee you they will, because they're stupid as a fucking stump. I can't believe, like, it's weird. They had the golden formula. They had like the ticket to print money. How many people do you see that just destroy something they spent a decade creating? That's the cinematic universe that they took a decade making. But then there's the comic books and stuff like that was decades even before that. So you're looking at what, 80, 90 years of like building to something and then destroying it within one phase.
Yep.
And that's absolutely what happened. They don't have a creative at the helm. And Kevin Feige has shown that he doesn't know anything about creatives. And like he lost, like to me, the first 10 years of Marvel was all Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau.
I believe it. Yeah.
I think Jon Favreau was to some aspect behind everything writing wise. Jon Favreau is a very gifted storyteller, and they let him go do Mandalorian for whatever reason.
Well, wasn't he executive producer on most of the stuff? Yeah,
he stayed on as an executive producer, but I think they also had to do that because I believe, like what you're saying, Clint, is that Jon Favreau did make that first Iron Man movie and then kind of left after that. But the thing is, they were brainstorming on a universe, so it wasn't just that movie. It was a universe. And the reason why I do think what you're saying is true, Clint, is because it's my understanding that they went into that first Iron Man movie without a concrete script. Like Favreau and Robert Downey Jr. were working on that story as they were filming. And what's his name? Kevin Feige could pat himself on the shoulder. All those idiot executives, Alonzo, all those people can pat themselves on the back. But I guarantee you, they were not there day to day crafting that character, that story, and setting up the building blocks for the universe. They were not really there. I mean, I'm sure they had to okay it and stuff like that and had some input. But I think it was, like you guys are saying, it was Favreau, almost probably like 80-90%.
Well, Iron Man originally ended with the bad guys' armor freezing up. That was the end of the movie. and it tested so poorly they had to go and do the reshoots because that was originally the end. Because he even whacks him on the forehead saying, "How'd you solve the freezing problem?" And that was it. That was the end of the bad guy. So the reshoots were everything after that. So
and actually, go ahead.
I was going to say, so even those guys in the genius that they were doing with Iron Man, even then they didn't even have an ending that was a good ending. They had to go back and fix that. So
and you know what? And from what I understand, that's how Marvel does all these movies. You know, that there's reshoots after reshoots, and they're just kind of trying to find these movies, as they're going along. And
because they have no idea.
Right. Maybe if you have really smart people and clever and creative people that can think on the fly and make things work. Otherwise, you're just asking for disaster. Yeah, it's going to be a disaster.
James Gunn made a snipey remark a couple of months ago saying, "No more filming movies when the script's not finished." So I think that's everyone had been so successful and were getting paid so much money, they were starting movies before the scripts were finished, and we have seen the outcome of that. Look at what Marvel did. As soon as Marvel Studios separated themselves from Marvel Comics, that's what that Phase 5 was. That's when Marvel went to shit. Marvel movies went to shit.
Well,
we don't need to steal from comic books anymore. They're too good for comic books. Look at us. We're Marvel Studios. We've made billions and billions and billions of dollars.
They'd had good luck up to there with the people they trusted with the script writing. Everything after Endgame, like the script writing has went deteriorated, and they've scrambled, and you can just tell they didn't have this planned out the way that the first 10 years were planned out.
No, look what happens look what happens when a Hollywood writer doesn't have 40 years of comic books to steal from.
Right. Yeah, right. But hey, Clint, try to find the Doctor Strange Price. What's his? Vincent Price. Yeah, that one is really good.
Well, here's this one's cool.
Yeah, Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole is the Falcon.
Was he ever in a movie? I know he's a singer, but what is this? Is this Moon Knight? Who is this?
It's Miles Morales.
Miles Morales. Portier
is Miles Morales.
Oh, is that supposed to be what the? Oh, look!
Is that Kirk Douglas? Who is that?
Oh, yeah, it's a weird Kirk Douglas AI. I think he had 6 fingers too.
He had 6 fingers. Oh man, the metallic Spider-Man.
Iron Spider-Man.
Iron Spider.
That's awesome. Oh no. Oh, look at the thing.
Well, at least you can't say it's Gary Cooper or whoever you were saying it was. Oh, this one is perfect.
Over and over again.
Yeah, Vincent Price. This one's the best. The Eye of Agamotto.
Well, there's even a background that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the whole piece works.
Yeah. This was my favorite right here, and I love the Fantastic Four one too. I think.
Is he missing his thumb?
No.
Look at that hand coming at you. There's no thumb.
It's just behind his forefinger. It's behind his forefinger.
It's gone. No thumb.
Always got to find something, don't you, Rob?
Dude, what's the job of an inker? An inker is to look for what's wrong and fix it.
Yes.
So I have that. I still have that in my brain, man. No matter what.
How many times have you drawn fingers in or eliminated fingers?
Usually what I would do is I thought
the job of an inker was to speed up because the penciler took too long on the pages.
Oh, that's what art could do. I could never do that. That's what art.
I'm on about a 10-second delay, so when you guys pause, I'm just going to say something quick.
Okay.
Here we
We'll
go.
make this work. We're with you, Clint. All right. Well, that I just wanted to show that I thought those were pretty cool. So thanks, Clint, for having patience and helping us through all that stuff. I thought it was actually amazing what they were able to do. And I don't know who put it together, but kudos to that. I mean, it could have been better, like you said, Rob. Like get some backgrounds that were more like of the IP or whatever and stuff like that. But
I still liked it. No, I still thought they were really cool, to be honest.
It's still impressive what AI can do with these photographs and then to merge them into that sci-fi element.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, every time everybody at Comicsgate shits on the AI and they can't do a comic book, dude, seriously, if you get one of the premium AI websites and you are fairly descriptive for each panel and then you just put them together so you have a decent understanding of storytelling, you can get away with it easy. And we're going to see it. I bet we see AI completely, especially someone who already has like a colorist or already has Photoshop skills. I bet we see some of those comic books next year. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Especially we might even see some of the, because we're already seeing all the covers from Marvel and DC.
So, well, you know what? I saw, what is his name? George Molina, the artist, the comic book artist, and I was looking at his Twitter or one of his sites, and he had like digital representation, like 3D renderings of this whole composition with maybe like 10 characters in it that were all like CGI rendered and everything, but there wasn't costumes on them. It was just like like nude like puppets or whatever that he was able to do. And I saw the finished product. He was tracing those figures. Some of the lighting, even on the AI, he was aping. I mean, he's a good artist. He has freehand skills and he can do that. So it works. He's making it work. But once you get away from that, you have some lesser, skilled artists use that thing. You're going to see some weird shit coming out of it. But I was really surprised because I think he's a really good artist. But then when I saw that, I was like, wow, people are doing some stuff like that. And I'm not sure, but Francis Lionel Yu, I think he's using some kind of SketchUp
like or something.
Poser or something, yeah.
Well, John Byrne talked about using SketchUp for like the Batmobile and stuff. Some of that, super technical, like why even bother if you can get a 3D model or to make you a cool Batmobile, and then
I want to
turn it in
go ahead
whatever direction he wants. So,
yeah, I want to ask you guys. There's what's his name? Sean Gordon Murphy, and he draws vehicles. I mean, there's some people that could do this, so I'm not saying that he's using SketchUp or that he kind of did a 3D model of these cars. But Al B, man, like these cars are in perfect proportion, no matter what angle they're in, whatever. I know he might have a little car and he's drawn from the car or whatever it is, but some of this stuff is made up, like his Batmobiles and his Bat cycles and all that stuff. Like that stuff is so on, like model, every time he draws it. So what do you think? Do you think he's just that good, or do you think he's using something?
There's a bunch of sneaks and cheats out there for computer modeling stuff, for being able to twist and switch perspective, for figure drawing. Like if you're good with computers at all, there's a ton of ways to, and like this isn't anything new. There's a one of the old classic guys out there says, if I can't copy it, I'll tape it. If I can't paste it on there, like you guys know the phrase I'm looking at, and I'm not going to be able to pull it off the top of my head. But like drawing comics is a time issue. The slower you draw the comic book, the less money you're making. The quicker you can get the comic book done, the better you're making your money. And when you're drawing 22 pages a month, you're looking for shortcuts. You're looking for ways to speed things up while keeping quality but also trying to make quantity happen. And this is nothing new for comics. And there's a lot of people that like, oh, poo-poo that idea, and like, oh, you're cheating the fans, you're whatever. It's like, no, I'm getting the book out, and it's getting done. The job is getting done. However I got to do it is how I got to do it.
Right, and I had this conversation with Scott Hanna, a fellow inker, and when we get in conversations, he'd always get up on his high horse and he'd go, "Well, I ink this amount of books, and I don't use assistants." And I'm like, "Well, then you're dumb." And he's like, "Why?" I said, "Because there's stuff that it doesn't warrant your skill level. Like, you can get people to fill in the black spaces.
Fill in blacks,
you can,
draw the borders.
yeah, you can, right, drawing borders, and even like simple hardline backgrounds. Like, you can get people with some training. You can get them to do that." So then I told him, okay, how many hours is that? Let's say that this person's taking 2 hours off of that page, right? Well, you can put 2 more hours into that page. So if you're willing to spend, let's say, 8 to 10 hours on a page, then you're still putting 8 to 10 hours on the page, but you're able to do a better job because it's not on these other things, right? So you can do even more quality if you work with people. And then, of course, like you said, Clint, you could make more money if that's your bottom line. But you could even use it to do better quality if you wanted to look at it that way.
And coming from the other perspective is you're helping out your peers, the people that want to break into comics. My very first gig, my very first paying job was drawing borders and filling in blacks for an inker on a DC comic, and I was ecstatic to have that job. And I was like 19 years old, and I was like, wow. And you learn so much. You had no idea. You're a kid trying to figure out how the comic book industry works, and like that's like a break-in job for somebody, and it shows them what the business is. So not only are you helping out the guy who's like trying to crank through his deadlines and get this book out, but you're bringing in the young kid and showing them, how this works and how everything's done. So,
and also, I think. Oh, go ahead, Rob.
I was going to just say, wasn't Al Williamson famous for having giant file cabinets full of photos?
Probably, like everybody, used
tons of photo reference. So to be honest, now what's the difference? I bet Sean Gordon Murphy is either. I bet he's pretty good at the computer modeling when it comes to the vehicles, and he's either pulling them off of online, or he's taking for the turtle van. He takes a 3D version of a van, and then he goes into Blender and he sculpts it and adds the little things that make it the turtle version of the van or the Batmobile or whatever. So he's probably got some 3D art skills at play.
Well, if I had the time and the inclination, I sure as hell would do that. Because vehicles are the worst. Like you can really show inconsistencies quick. Sometimes people don't use any reference on cars, and at least they're consistent in the way they look, even though they're weird, and then there's some that use maybe a 50-50 photographs, and then they make up the other shots. Sometimes it works, more often it doesn't. But the one that always works is the one that uses photographs consistently every time you see that vehicle or whatever it is that they need. And I do think it's just a tool. It's just another tool. Why would you not do it? When I was working with Carlo Barberi, however you say his last name, that guy was using SketchUp big time, or whatever it was, because there were vehicles, and it was the same vehicle, but he could draw it being flipped over and stuff. And the reason I know it was computer is because I don't think that line was drawn. Rob, you've inked computer versus hand drawn, and you can tell.
It's the same line weight on everything.
And it's perfect. If it's like a ellipse tire, right? And you're even when you hand draw it, there's certain like little anomalies. But when it's digital, it's like it's perfect, right?
Or
And
how about everything has this maximum amount of detail that you couldn't do with a pencil, and then the pencil expects you to be able to do that with the ink. And you're
Yeah.
like, hey, Crick, you didn't do this yourself, but you want me to do it in ink. This is too much. There's too much stuff, especially when guys would do computer, they do it digitally, and they would render, do all the rendering, like super super tight and super close together, and you're like, there's no room for feathering, dummy.
And also, it's just going to turn to mud. But they drew it like they drew this figure that's like that small, but they blew it up and drew it like almost like a full size on the page. And so they got caught up in all that stuff when in reality, just 2 dots for the eyes, a hint at a nose, and a straight line for a mouth.
But what they would do is then they get the scan and they'd blow it up and go, "Hey man, your inks are so sloppy compared to my pencils."
Well,
you'd be like, "Well, because I'm using my hands as a human. You did it on the computer and you blew it up gigantic for tiny little."
You actually had somebody take you to task on that?
Oh, I've been yelled at many times about that. And I've also seen Bart not yell at colorists, but he would go, "Hey, what are you coloring right now?" And he'd be looking over someone's shoulder at cross-gen, and he's like, "Oh, I'm coloring this in the background." He goes, "That's the size of a nickel now. It'll be even smaller in the comic book, and you've got it blown up to 5x5.
But that
what
is
are you
true.
doing?
That is true.
Why are you doing that? That doesn't make any sense."
When you get digital and you get too far in the background, it's like you're wasting time coloring.
Yeah,
you waste. Yep.
And the only thing I do digitally is like I will, once I scan in my inks, I will blow some of that stuff up, especially the smaller figures. And what I do is I just clean them up. I don't add things, and if anything, I'll delete things because it's about readability. So the smaller a figure is, the more crucial it is for readability. So you cannot do too much detail because if you do, it's just going to look like a lump of turd. You know what I mean? Like it has to be very simple. It has to be, like recognizable as a shape. So when I do that, I'm just cleaning stuff up for readability. So if you look at it at a glance, oh, that's a car, that's a person, that's whatever. Because sometimes when you do ink, there's imperfections that can make it hard to read. Like I call it like palsy moments when your hand will just kind of jerk a little bit, and then you're like, oh man. But like digitally, you can go in there and you can clean that all up and make it look or make it more readable, I should say. Yeah.
I caught myself cleaning up whiteout too often. Because how whiteout looks great on the page, and then it scans, and you see all
there's the shadow,
the breaks and stuff. And then I go in and I clean it up and go like, oh hey, you spend an hour on whiteout, and then you spend an hour in Photoshop with whiteout. What are you doing? You just spent 2 hours.
Yeah.
Whiteout effects.
Hey Rob, you know what? Yeah, just do it digital. Just do it. You know what I mean? Like just do your cleanups digitally.
I can give you a good example of what you're talking about, Art. I just shared it.
Would this be the Maidens of Mayhem?
Yes. Oh, let me. Come on. There we go. So this is exactly what you're talking about. Zooming in. So this is like a normal comic book cover. This is Maidens of Mayhem.
Are you going to zoom in on that guy's crotch right now?
He's going.
This is the blue bombshell teaming up with Space Pimp.
That's so wrong.
All the molding he put into the crotch.
But like you look at this cover and everything's fine, but then you go digital, and it's like, oh, there's some nice looking ladies. It's like, oh, there's some more nice looking ladies.
Yeah, you spent too much time.
And it's like, oh. Still some nice looking ladies way in the back here. Get all the detail, but
it's all there. Yeah, you wanted to put those though.
It's all there. So it shows you can like put too much into the background,
And what's the size of those figures when they're printed? And you've blown it up to
like an 1/8 inch.
Yeah, they won't even be an inch tall. But
well, Randy wants some more camel toe. So
I've been trying to throw as much of that in as possible.
Of course you.
Hey, thanks, Past Master. So you guys, this is still live. This is still a live campaign. This is Maidens of Mayhem by Clint Helinski, the master of the sexy. And yeah, you guys, the link is, you know what? Yes, I did put it in the description. So Maidens of Mayhem, the link is in the description. So if you want, you can click on that, or just click on this link right here. Past Master put in there.
If you want the first appearance of Space Pimp, make sure you back the art book, because that's where he'll show up in. So.
Okay, I'm going to show something while it's still relevant. Okay, so when you did that, I remembered it.
I'm just very proud of Space Pimp.
I know. Well, I did my version of Space Pimp. Are you ready?
Oh yes.
Okay, I did a horrible pitch for Adult Swim, right? And so it's called Hit, and this guy right here, this is Mel Esther. That's his name, Mel Esther. And so on his right, our left is Way Too Young.
Oh God.
And then the the lady with the unshaven armpits, that's Aaron. That's Aaron Gobralis.
Oh.
So before there was Maids of Mayhem, there was
you drew this art?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is so outside of your style. This is wild.
Yeah, this is all like painted, like it's hand, like just markered real quick, and then just kind of some watercolor thrown over it. Yeah,
that looks cool.
Yeah, I pitched this to Adult Swim, and you know what? I got a handwritten letter back. Look at 2004. Why they couldn't use it? They said this is absolutely genius. It's hilarious, but it's a little too fucked up. So even they couldn't do it. And so what was it? An executive from Warner Brothers. They told me, they said, you know what? You need to write this up as not a screenplay, but what do they call those? Like a treatment. And he said, I guarantee you that treatment will be passed around Hollywood. He said nobody will do it, nobody will touch it, no one will make it, but it's a resume builder. You know what I mean? Like it's so funny that people are going to want to read it, and then they'll give you other work. They won't do this, but they'll give you other work. It's kind of like the South Park guys. Remember they did like a messed up like Christmas card or something, and they sent it to Clooney and a bunch of other celebrities, and then it was so funny and so clever that that's kind of how all that stuff happened.
Clooney got them started.
I think so. Yeah.
The word is I would have never guessed that was your art in a million years. That is so different from your regular style.
Look at how wrong this is.
Oh, it's awesome. Holy crap.
So remember, Clint, you know how we say, like, you and I are kindred spirits? So now you know there's more going on than...
Great minds think alike, Art.
Hey, great minds think messed up. Right, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Rob's the yeah guy. Mel Esther, yeah, exactly.
It's awesome, though. It looks awesome. I like.
But it's like for his first. Oh, thanks. His first name is Mel, and his last name is Esther. So it's not like one word. Oh yeah, this is exactly how it's spelled. We Too Young. Bassmaster says funny and clever. I feel that. And so what it was is it was a combination of the Birdcage, La Cage aux Folles kind of thing, meets Grosse Point Blank. That was always, my thing. So it's like a gritty, like mobster kind of gangster thing, but it exists in this eccentric world of gay underground or gay mafia. So all these characters, well, the majority of them are all gay. Like so there's this one guy, he's real vain, and he's always has a perfect tan, but his skin is all like alligator, it's all dried out and stuff like that. And so each one of these guys kill people based on they had their own MO. So he'll stick people in a tanning bed and then bake them. So that's how he would kill people. There was a disco rollerball guy. There were all kinds of like different hitmen, but they would kill you based on whatever their little thing they were into. It was kind of like the Warriors, I guess. Like the Warriors, there were all those weird gangs. Like there were the baseball furies, there was the roller disco guys, there was all the different, there were the clown guys, I guess that was the baseball furies, but they had all the different like eccentric weird gangs. It's kind of like that, and maybe I'll do a show because I probably have like 50 drawings of all the whole universe is created. Like there's a pitch, there's probably 17 episodes that are like just spitballed. And each one is hilarious. Like all you have to do is read like one line of the pitch of like the show, and you just start laughing already.
Oh wow!
Because it's so freaking messed up.
It sounds like it.
I actually had I can't name names, but I had a Hollywood writer of note because of I was pitching it around and stuff like that. And he got note of it, so he contacted me and he started writing it. Just on spec, like he's just like, I love the idea, and he also said, I think my agent had something to do with it because he pared it back. He said no one will make this movie, but people will contact us after this because they're just going to want to read this script. And cool. So yeah, it was a good time, and also it was a studio bet. So I had a writing partner at the time. So just like hanging out here, we'd hang out in the studio, and I posed the question. I said, how come gay people in film and movies are always real sophisticated, like gay eye? What is it? Queer eye for the straight guy or whatever it was. Like they're all super intelligent. They're all super like successful. They dress well. They speak well. All that stuff. And I said, why are those always the gay guys? I said, there has to be some plumber that's in love with some guy that runs a printing press at a print shop, and they have to be madly in love, and they love like the manly, what were those things called, those TV dinners that were like what were those manly dinners they used to advertise?
Hungry Man.
Hungry Man, thank you. Hungry Man, and they just kind of sit and they watch football, they eat their Hungry Man dinners, and then after that they go to town on each other. And so that's all I said in the studio. And you say shit like that to creative people, the next thing you know, you're riffing off each other. And I think my writing friend said, what if they were hitmen? And I was like, there it is, right there, man. There it is. Yeah.
I like literally, I can't believe this idea didn't get picked up in Hollywood.
but it was.
Repitch it. You might want to repitch it.
No, there's no way. In this day and age, it was rejected in 2007 or whatever. Like today. They would probably, like, as soon as it got in the studio doors, it would just like a laser beam would hit the script, and then it would just be evaporated. It would be gone. Oh shit! See, old dirty fatty, or it's like a character could be barbecue, like he put you on a spit. Yeah, he could slow
or
cook
just
you.
Burns you. He just flamethrower.
Yeah, but he could put you on a spit like a pig, like a stuck pig, and just kind of rotate you slowly and just cook you on a barbecue. serve it to his weird friends.
Oh, geez. See, I was at least trying to make it more Hitman like, where it's you're using the flamethrower and the victim jumps out the window because they're on fire, burning alive.
Well, there's an
puts them on a spit and cooks them slowly.
Well. There's already a character. This is for you, Rob. It's a little infant in a diaper, and it's Baby Burn. And so Baby Burn's got a little Bic lighter and just kind of like sets people on fire.
We're not paying attention to the baby burn stuff.
Yeah, Baby Burn shit. Yep. Burn it down. Yeah. Okay, so do we have our articles? Are we going to get into some of this Hollywood shenanigans?
Yeah, one of the topics we were such a talk about, and obviously
speaking of gay.
Yeah, Silver Surfer, and I don't care hugely about the Silver Surfer, other than like it already seems like they're gonna crap all over what the Fantastic Four concept was. Like, I want a legitimate Fantastic Four, and it doesn't seem at all like what we're gonna get. It seems like they're not going to stay true to the original concept of it, and they're going to jam as much DEI in there as they possibly can and not learn from any of the mistakes that they've made, and which doesn't shock me at all. But it's like this is like their next big thing, and they're already crapping all over it. Like I got zero interest in future Marvel stuff, and like it's already dying on the vine right now. Like by the time this stuff comes out, like is anybody gonna give a crap about the Fantastic Four, about the X-Men? I mean, I think
when you read this article, how much of it feels like it's just the Eternals, but with Fantastic Four plugged in?
Yes.
The whole the characters talking to the Celestial, that's going to be Silver Surfer talking to Galactus, because they've already ripped off for the Eternals. They ripped off the Fantastic Four and Galactus.
And so the Eternals was garbage. The Eternals was generic vanilla garbage that not a single character that anybody cared about in there. And they're looking at that as like the model to build off of. Whereas they've got 10 years of what was successful, and there's just some sort of block going on at whoever is in charge, whether it's Feige or the writers that he's hiring. They can't understand what those first 10 years of success were, and they are just puking up garbage. Like, this is all terrible. And
a studio template.
Yeah, like it's like I don't care anymore. I don't care. I don't care if it's going to be a garbage Fantastic Four movie, because they've kind of they made me not care about any of this stuff anymore, which is like the worst thing you can do for a fan base. Yeah. Like I'm not expecting anything good to come out anymore.
No, and the thing is, I have to say, like, this is speculation too. This is rumor. This isn't definitely going to happen. But this stuff is being leaked, and so I don't know if this is Marvel / Disney's last ditch effort to try to, like, get some stuff out there, see what the response is, so they could actually finally put the last nail in the woke coffin. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they could go, okay. Let's move in a different direction. You know what I mean? Like, this is their last ditch. Like, what was the other guy they put out for Mr. Fantastic? We talked about this last week. Pedro Pascal. And the thing is, it's completely wrong. It's completely wrong. So I'm thinking, why would you do this? The Marvels is already gone. It's tanked. It's first week. It was over for that. That thing shipped dead, DOA. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even going to do anything. And so you do that, and then, like, I think it was the same week or week 2, they put out the Pedro Pascal thing with him being Mr. Fantastic, and it's like all wrong. and then the Silver Surfer the following week. It's like the only thing,
Yeah.
and I'm still holding on that maybe they're saying, but maybe this is some kind of market research, right? They're throwing this stuff out. They're seeing what YouTube thinks. They're seeing what the feedback, just so these guys can finally go, this isn't going to work. So we need to completely rethink our ideas for the Fantastic Four, because what we're hearing back as far as feedback is not good. So maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a Disney / Marvel, throwing stuff out there as a ditch effort. That's me being positive. You know what I mean? Like hopeful that that's what they're doing. But like you were saying, Rob, I'm done. And I think Omer said it too. It's like it's done. It's over. Like, who cares? No one cares. You can't resurrect it.
They can't. They can't sell any more.
They put the nail in the coffin.
movies.
And the other thing. Yep, and the other thing is Marvel's is probably going to kill Brie Larson's career. Like, Brie was not a big star before this. This was kind of supposed to be the movie that kind of turned her into that A-list celebrity. And with this box office coming in, like, who's going to want to sign Brie Larson to be their franchise actor? And so who's going to want to lock into being the star of the Fantastic Four after seeing what the Marvels has done? Now, Pedro Pascal is a Disney guy. He's like, they probably have him locked into contracts that they can put him in extra movies and stuff. But the rumor was that this movie got turned down by a lot of actors to play Reed Richards. And they're looking at what's happening to Brie Larson right now with the Marvels. Like, her career could be done. Like, who's going to want to touch her when you come out with a bomb and you rip on the fans and you have an aggravated fan base online ripping you? So there's going to be actors that are going to steer clear of these movies because they don't want it to destroy their career.
Yeah, and you know what's weird? I was just thinking about this as you were talking, is that I think Hollywood they just emulate shit. They don't pioneer. I mean, there's always somebody that does, and then once that's a success, then everybody does this. And so the one thing that Marvel signed off on early on was this like more woke stuff, right? So they put everything in motion, thinking that was going to be the next big thing. But it never was. So then, you already have this success. All you have to do is kind of keep emulating it. But what they do is like when the Marvel Universe started, I think it's because of Harry Potter. Because Harry Potter, that J.K. Rowling stayed closely involved. She hired 2 people that she is like, they are in lockstep, that do everything. The art designer that does the movies even did the theme parks. Like, she uses those 2 guys on everything, right? And I'm sure she has a ghostwriter as well, somebody that she trusts, that she does all this stuff with. Okay, so then they do that, and then all the fans of Harry Potter, complaining a little bit, like, oh, it veered for the book, it did this, that, the other thing. But my wife loves the novels, and she said this was good stuff, right? They did a good job with this franchise cinematically, right? So then all of a sudden, what they've been saying for years is like, stay closer to the source material, stay closer, give the fans something that they love, right? Don't hold them in contempt and go, well, you know what, Harry Potter, that can't be done. Novels can't be translated into a 2-hour movie. Blah blah blah. Shit that Hollywood's been saying forever, right? So they decided fan service. We're going to make this stuff as true to the novels as we can. And the Harry Potter fans went freaking nuts. They were like, yes, finally. You know what I mean? Like, this is true to the books. They loved it. And so then Marvel comes out. They have their little comic book brain trust. They have the comic book group that they trust. They had Mark Millar, Bendis, Tom Brevoort, these guys. And they even had like Nelson Peltz or whoever the Marvel guy was that sold Marvel. So they had all these people. And so then the first couple of phases, Well, the first phase, I think by the second phase, they were already phasing those guys out. But what they did is they were doing fan service. They were like, this is as true to the Marvel universe, the comic book universe, as we can do within this new, designed series of movies we're going to make. And at the very least, they did use a comic book, where you tell the story, you have a cliffhanger, and then that goes into the next story, so on and so forth. So it was all structured like a serialized comic book was. So they got all that right. All the comic book and Marvel fans loved it. They applauded. They'd go, oh, well, they veered from this, but when they veered, it was almost better, and it worked perfect for that cinematic universe. So they didn't mind, right? And so now, present tense, none of that exists, and it seems like with this Mirror, article, and then with Pedro Pascal the last week or whatever, it's like they're purposefully doing the opposite. They're going, we kind of know what the fans want, but we're not going to give it to you. This is what we want to do, and we're going to make it work, hell or high water. So they keep doubling down, keep pissing off the fan base, and now they're to the point where nobody even gives a damn. So that's my take on the evolution of how we got to this point.
When you get so successful, you stop paying attention and you believe everything you do is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Randy says it's Ike Perlmutter is the guy, the Marvel guy.
I mean, I would love to get to that point. I'd love to, $50 million later, I think I can do no wrong. I just have a plan that once that happens, I just retire. I don't go, well, we got to move out into phase 5 and phase 6. I'm like, hey, thanks everybody. I hope you liked my shit. I'm done.
See you later.
Exactly.
See you later.
Because I believe my own shit doesn't stink. So I'm just quitting. I'm not going to keep.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. Okay, so I'm going to bop Clint out, and then maybe he'll want to, when he comes back in, it'll reboot everything. So Clint, I booted you out. So try to come back in, and I'll let you in. So yeah, I mean, you see it time and time again where. I knew the writing was on the wall as soon as, like I said, that Marvel Brain Trust, I think it was in the second phase, they were gone, right? You didn't see their names on the credits anymore. And then instead of the comic book pages flipping, now that it was the movie scenes, Marvel Studios. And as soon as they were doing that, I was like, that's always the problem. They held all this stuff in contempt from the get-go.
Yeah,
but they knew
waiting. They were waiting until they could get rid of them.
Yep, and because they were like, we're going to do fan service to try to sell this, but as soon as we can, I don't even know if it's a conscious thought or not, but as soon as there's a level of success, they convince themselves that it's them, not the core material. It's not the Marvel books, that have been in print for like 80 years, whatever it was. It's like, screw that. It's all us. Well, it hasn't been 80 years, but what is like 50?
Yeah, well,
almost 60 years.
The studio put out looking for script writers to write the Marvel way. We will teach you how to write the Marvel Studios way. And then, like a couple years later, they announced that they don't want anybody. They don't want to hire directors or writers. No one who actually knows anything about the comics. And Olivia Munn, when she was doing the X-Men movies, she actually would show up with the comic books and say, hey, Psylocke does this, Psylocke does that. And Bryan Singer, the director and the writer who was on set, would be like, don't show us the comic books. We don't care. We don't want to know anything about the comic books. Yep. And she's like, that's what my character's based on, right? And they would just like look at her and go, get him out of her face.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they hate, you're right. They hate the material all these movies are based on. They have a disdain for comics. They don't want. It's literally like if you had to partner up with somebody because you knew it would be the project would be a big success, but you're like, I hate this asshole. As soon as this becomes a big success, I'm gonna boot him from the company, and it's gonna be all just me, just Art T-Bear rolling along, and
it was me all along. Yeah,
yeah, that's what you do. Yep.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is when you know, like these Hollywood people truly have contempt, and I learned this like decades ago, because I would hear, you go to conventions, Rob, you hear like writers talk, they have like these seminars or these what do they call them, just Q&As and stuff, and so this one guy was talking about like they bought the novel or whatever, but then they just proceeded to change everything.
Complained about it.
Yeah, and then they said when it that they think very little of your work is when they even change characters' names. Right? They don't even keep the same name. Like I think it was the guy that wrote Alien, and he was talking about Ridley Scott, and he said the main character even changed the person's name. And then remember when you were a kid and you watched the Hulk TV series and it was David? It wasn't Bruce. Yeah. It was David Banner. Like, why do you do that? And that's, I think, they try to make it their own. You know what I mean? They're like, yes. It's contempt. It's like, in any little way, I can inject my creativity, to this project. That's what I'm going to do. And they're asinine changes, right? Even like stupid things like somebody's name. But that's what they do. Yeah.
No, it's I think all of us are a little guilty of that. There's always, like, every time I looked at other projects and been like, I don't think, oh man, it'd be awesome to do that project as you see it, just through my interpretation. It's all, oh dude, this would be awesome. I can get a hold of this project and I can change things. This would be awesome, but it'd be way better if we did this, like, X or B or whatever. Everybody wants to get a hold of something that's already a success, but supposedly it's a success, but it'll be better in my hands.
Right.
And I know with Hollywood, especially with toys, it's about money. When Hollywood, it's about who gets the credit. If you do exact interpretation of a comic book, who's getting the credit?
That's true.
Or the director.
That's true. Yeah.
But if you change a bunch of it, then you get the credit.
Right. Exactly. Then it becomes your own somehow. And then I heard too, like if they change it to a certain extent, then it like licensing and copyrights, it does become their own. So that's why it's always like Walt Disney's Snow White, because he changes it so much, or to the point that then it becomes their own. Like Disney's Winnie the Pooh, they actually have their own copyright for that version of Winnie the Pooh. They license Winnie the Pooh, but then that version is copywritten, the one that we've seen in the cartoons.
If we're going to talk about Winnie the Pooh, somebody has to explain to me how and what Murat Michaels is doing. Because Murat seems like an awesome guy. I've talked to him online. I think I've done some very covers for him. Love Murat. Fabulous artist. Great guy. How the hell is he making so much money off of his Winnie the Pooh variants when he goes to comic book conventions? People love this crap, from what I can tell.
Yeah, and he'll do like crossovers, like Dead Pooh or whatever. Like it's Deadpool. Yeah. Yep,
different variants. But like, let me hear from the chat. Like, are you like variant Winnie the Pooh, Dead Pooh fans? He'll put like, I guess he puts Winnie the Pooh in like whatever like jersey of the town that he's going to, which is always smart because there's always a crossover with sports and comic book fans. Everybody's excited that I made it back. It was a bit bad internet, living in the country. It takes its toll on you. So
yeah,
I don't even live in the country and I can't get good internet. So
do you cool? Yeah. People love it, and everybody knows about it. Like he like figured it out. One of those weird things where people like, I don't know, think it's cool, but
think about it now. It might be a FU to Disney. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna support this shit. It's like the Disney stuff's dead, but we're gonna support Dead Pooh or whatever.
Dead Pooh.
Well, is it Steamboat Mickey? Like is he already public or is he close?
I think
Steamboat,
from what I hear, Steamboat Willie, yeah, that
Steamboat Willie, yeah,
yeah.
Steamboat.
But like all those copyright things, that's so far beyond me.
Yeah,
And I think like I always say this, like when you go, there's a business, right? And then the business, like things that you used to get for free, the business is now charging you, like they're nickel and diming you for shit. It's like, oh, I'd like to have extra dipping sauce for my, chicken tenders or whatever. And they go, it's 30 cents. It's 30 cents, for each one after this or whatever. That's always when I go, that business is doomed. When you start doing stupid stuff like nickel and diming people, then you know that business is not doing well financially.
a lot of the fat, skinkier whores at the strip club used to be able to get a handy for free, and now all of a sudden they're getting all uppity with you.
That's when you know they're hurting. Yeah.
Like, fuck that shit.
But in that case, that's when you know you can exploit them for your own personal gains. She's a little down on her luck. She's a little down on her luck.
You're going to help her with her self-esteem.
Oh, you have a kid? Even better.
Oh, wait a minute. That went down a weird road.
Rob doesn't know anything about what we're talking about.
Oh, you don't? Well,
innocent Rob over there.
Oh. Okay, usually they go, oh, I'm a single mom, and I'm trying to support my kids. So then if you go in as like, hey, I'll give you whatever above and beyond amount of money, then they like look at you like,
It's always nursing school. It's always nursing school.
It's always nursing school.
Working my way through nursing school.
But you know what? It never is nursing school, is it, Clint?
They never become nurses, as far as I can tell.
Somehow they become the naughty nurse, but
they do ask me to turn and cough, though.
Oh,
that doesn't sound cool.
Turn and cough.
Aren't you glad my internet got better?
I sure am, just in time too. So, Fearsome Bullet says, "I wonder who will kick the tires on Fables." I think is that Bill Willingham?
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
I thought what he did was so cool after decades or whatever, just frustration, lawyers' expenses and everything. And if you guys don't know the story, look it up because I'm not going to give you everything on this.
Yeah.
But anyway, there was a dispute between the film company and Bill Willingham, the creator of the comic Fables, and so he tried to work out something that was more beneficial to himself, over the years, and it never happened. So what he did is he gave, I guess, the publishing rights he still had or something. He gave those to people. He said, anybody wants to make a Fables comic, you don't have to pay me royalties. You can do whatever you want. And that was his last ditch effort to stick it to Disney or whoever was the one
DC.
That had.
It was DC because DC.
Yeah, but it was a film company too. Or was it just DC or was it the film company?
There was a game.
It was probably Warner
Disney,
Brothers too, because they probably had film rights to it.
Yeah,
because DC was coming out that he hadn't approved. There was like a game that came out. There was a bunch of stuff, and they lied. They would constantly lie to him, and then say, "Don't worry, we're going to make it up."
Yeah,
we're going to make it, and they would never make it up to him.
Yep,
they would just bring in a different editor to lie to him.
Yeah. So he got fed up, and then he basically just made it public domain, so anybody could use it. And then, of course, Disney or DC and Warner Brothers and whoever, were like, you can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
The thing is, somebody would have to put in the effort to make a comic book and then wait to get sued by DC.
Yeah.
So what would almost be interesting is if a bunch of us CGers just did a little pinup ash can, a little 8-page. Everybody does a pinup in it, and we crowdfund it just to test the waters. You know what I mean? Like, don't put a ton of effort. Not going to work super hard, but like a little 8-page ash can as a little FU to screwing over creator rights, and put it out there. Crowdfunded it. CG can back it, and they'll get a nice little pinup ash can, and that would actually test the waters of what DC was going to do or not. I would
Yeah.
not speak to a lawyer
It's force.
before
It's forcing their hand. Yeah, it'd be
Yep,
forcing their
just
hand.
to see. Yep, just to see.
Kind of like the Silver Surfer that we were talking about.
Yeah.
But anyways, the chat agreed with us on like what Marvel's doing. Is they're probably testing the waters with this, Pedro Pascal thing and now this Silver Surfer thing. It's not going to go without a major fight. And I just feel sorry for anybody that has to work in that Disney environment, and Marvel, because they probably had such like admiration for what they had built, hoping that they could be part of moving forward based in a traditional Marvel comic book universe and all that other stuff. And it seems like Marvel/Disney has no interest in acknowledging any of that stuff.
They want to burn it to the ground like they did Star Wars, and they're doing it to Marvel now. It doesn't make any sense because it is self-defeating. It is obviously a money-losing prospect. I would just love, like with Kathleen Kennedy, I'm sure it's spite. Like she is bitter towards George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. With Kevin Feige now, he was there for the first 10 years of the success. I don't know what has changed since after Endgame, but something has obviously clearly changed to where they have the same mentality that Kathleen Kennedy had towards Star Wars, where there's a level of spite and vindictiveness towards the fans to actively go out of their way to force feed something that the fans don't want. I mean, it's blatantly obvious, but I would love to, and you'll never get to the secrets. Like if anybody could find out this information, it would make for a fascinating documentary. But like, why are you doing this? Like, you are a company built to make money for your investors, for your business. You're an American company. There's capitalism. It does exist. Like, why are you going out of your way to alienate your fan base and lose money? And that's what they've been doing for 10 years now. It baffles me.
Yeah, I don't know either. The only thing I can think of is there really is a shift, a paradigm shift in the world that is embracing more of this kind of new world order.
Woke socialism.
Right, and I think that comic books is just getting swept up into the mix. Like everything is, as well. Like all the Disney stuff is going that way. The parks are going that way. Everything's going that way. And the thing is, if they're not making money, they're getting power somehow, because these people aren't doing it just to do it. You know what I mean? Like they still, like Iger still has to answer to the shareholder.
Right.
Iger still has to answer to some people, and I'm just thinking that those people, the majority of those people, are in alignment with it. They might have actually even push the agenda, like BlackRock, whatever, this ESG and all this BS, are pushing that on the studios. So the studios are just kind of following suit with that. And they're all ideologues, and they're doing it for completely alternate reasons. And the reason it boggles us, because we're creative people and we're just sane, is it doesn't make any sense. Because it doesn't make any sense by any metric we would gauge it by.
The people who got to be forcing it are losing money.
But it's also a movie.
By their ideology.
It's Hollywood, and it's a movie. Once a movie gets started in pre-production, by the time the movie comes out, it's been 2 years. So how many more movies have you already started and put in pre-production and had written? But so it's this giant train. Like, hey, dude.
Yep.
Woke doesn't work. Unfortunately, we started doing woke shit 4 years ago, and we have been doing for the last 6 years woke shit, and like some of the first couple years of woke shit has come out, but we still got 6 more years of woke train that now we know is gonna wreck. Like, it's a 10-year train and we have to watch it wreck for 10 years.
The thing is, I don't think it's going to take I don't even think it's going to take another year. I think because they're already talking about taking a hiatus. They're already talking about like putting this stuff, on the back burner for a while. They're trying to build in excuses like, oh, it's comic book, superhero fatigue. That's bullshit. They're trying to say like this new Marvel stuff is like, oh, it's because guys didn't go see the movie. They're trying to create all these different BS reasons. But what they really should do, I was talking to my wife about this, is like all the excuses, like with this Marvels that they've made up, why it's not doing well, all this stuff. I would just say, as a corporate head, I'd go, we made a certain movie with a certain tone in a certain way. And we realize now it wasn't as universal as we thought. But it is a good movie, and the people that did go see it enjoyed it. Whatever. But at least you go, it's merit-based. You can't really argue it. But as soon as you start saying guys don't go see the movie, you're already aiming the gun at somebody, and you're going to make an enemy out of them. Everything they do is all guided at not accepting any responsibility and throwing the blame onto somebody else. It's always something external. But what they don't realize is even if you go, it's comic book fatigue, that's counterproductive too. It's comic book fatigue. Why the fuck would you say that? Would you ever say that about Maidens of Mayhem? Would you ever go, well, the reason it's not doing so well is because there's people are tired of watching sexy comics? Why would you do that?
He works on like the next two. Like he's got two more on the table, and he's saying, "Oh, people are tired of, sexy."
Well, then all of a sudden, all of a sudden, Clint. Wait. All of a sudden, Clint's drawing clothes on all those women.
There's a lot of flannel shirts all of a sudden.
Yeah, then all of a sudden it's maidens of fashion, so they all have these high fashion clothes and stuff.
Maidens of burqa.
Burqa.
Well,
no,
they do that. They did that with Blade.
This is how fast
Blade was
this
supposed to be a female-centric book.
This is how fast this company reacts. Is Superiors, love of my life. I love superhero comics. That was one of my least successful books, and it did not have enough boobs in it. And guess what? This company heard the call and course corrected quickly. So Disney, if you're looking for a CEO that can like listen to what the fans want and course correct, here's your guy right here.
Yeah, but the thing about course correction is it works if like what you're saying, like you're really listening to the people and you want to keep them happy. But if you're a contemptuous, a-hole that has an agenda, then that gets in the way, because then you're doubling down on the agenda. You're not doubling down on the quality of the story. You're not double downing on what the people want or any of those things. You've created now an external problem that has nothing to do with the product, but you made it part of the product. You know what I mean? You brought that to it, and that's the fundamental problem. And the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, it's done. When we did that show with Pedro Pascal, last week or whatever it was, and they were talking about him being Mr. Fantastic, I was like, that's it. And then the Silver Surfer thing, there's already been a female herald of Galactus, so no big deal there. Yeah. But it's still the same bullshit. It's just a continuation of the same bullshit, which makes me realize they're not listening to people, and they do not care.
Yeah. If they took the old John Byrne, was it Frankie Ray, and Johnny Storm's girlfriend Frankie Ray, and then she gets fire powers, and then she has to become a herald of Galactus to save the Earth, and Johnny loses his girlfriend. Yeah. Now that would make for a good little movie arc there, but I have zero faith that that's what they're doing at Marvel because of the past 8 years post or whatever it is. Maidens of Modesty. Maidens of Modesty. cracking IGG at like $800 after 2 months.
Well,
Yeah, but I mean this I mean it's so weird that I talk about this. At least this comes up once a week, around the studio here, and I'm sure you guys have similar conversations. And it's one of those things. It's so mind-boggling. It's so hard to wrap your head around, like somebody doing something like this. It just completely boggles my mind, and it's probably never going to go away until an actual something happens. I think what's going to happen at Disney is that Bob Iger needs to be fired, not just for him to voluntarily step down. He's not going to do it. He needs to be fired.
The board is going to have to shift. Like Ike Perlmutter and there was one other guy that were trying to get like extra board seats. Like the board is going to have to shift. There's going to have to be a significant, like even above Iger, because like Iger's not, he stepped down once, but like you need the power behind the board to shift where we're like losing that much money. Like it needs to be massive change, and who knows?
Iger stepped down and put in his replacement a guy who made the Disney Plus TV shows. He gave him blank checks.
Yeah.
So he set that up on purpose so he'll look like a genius coming back. Yeah. And they said they couldn't get rid of Kathleen Kennedy because too many of the people that they needed in the infrastructure, she hired and they were loyal to her. So if they fired Kathleen Kennedy, they would have lost half their people.
Yeah, but they're all bad. Like that's not a bad thing. Like everything you said, Rob, I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's what you need to do from the top down, right?
But
it's like cut the cancer out.
If you're the guy who decides I'm going to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy and all the retards with her, and 40% of all those people go, all of a sudden you're the asshole who just gutted Lucasfilms. Like there's going to be no movies for the next 4 years until you bring in all these new people, and you're going to be hiring people in desperation. No one wants to take that chance.
No. This is where I disagree. Okay, no pain, no gain, right? Like Kennedy said, by this time, whatever we're going to send a man to the moon, right? Yeah. So what you do is you become a leader. See, Bob Iger is not a leader. He's a pansy. He's a business guy. He's not even a good business guy. He's a pansy. So what he needs to do is get a pair, and he needs to clean house. And it's a house that he dirtied, right? So all the diversity hires, all that shit, that was on his watch. That's what I believe is the fundamental reason he won't do it, because then he has to keep doubling down on it to try to get it to work. But it will never work. So he's not the guy that's going to be able to clean house because it's his mess. You know what I mean? Like you're not. If he admits to something, like kind of like what you're saying, Rob. If he admits to it and then cleans house, he's going to look like a complete hypocrite.
Yeah,
he's going to look. He's
not going to want to look like the bad guy. Disney almost needs what Warner Brothers had with Zaslav.
A headhunter.
All that flack coming in, everybody was crapping all over him because he was cutting this, that, and the other project, tanking projects that were already finished. Zaslav knew what he was doing. He's like, I got to come in. I'm gonna be the bad guy. I'm gonna cut all the fat. I'm gonna get us efficient and lean and money making again. And Disney needs an axe guy to come in, and just clean house. Really.
Look at Marvel. Yeah. Marvel fired the X-Men editor and gave it to Tom Brevoort. And Tom Brevoort's like, I don't want this. Like, Tom Brevoort had edited a couple of books for the last, 20 years or whatever. So he doesn't want a line of X-Men books they have to work on.
Right, because it's work.
No, these guys are in cushy gigs. I talk with one of my
days till retirement. They're looking at the calendar. They got the
let's talk about this for a second, because I'm sure you guys know some of these. One of my other buddies who's a pro, I won't mention his name. We talk about guys No, not Jim. Me and Jim.
It's
don't
always Jim Lee. That's Rob's go
Me
to.
and Jim never talk that much anymore. But there's people who landed in Cush gigs in comics, and their whole job is protecting that Cush gig. They are
Yes.
not necessarily creative. They might be whatever position. They're in a good spot, and they're going to keep getting paid and making good money. And their whole existence is just continuing and protecting that job. And they're not even necessarily good at what they're doing. They just landed
No.
in the catbird seat, and they want to
Hit those
protect that.
deadlines.
Yep.
You know what they're good at? You know what they're good at? Surviving
Surviving
and keeping those positions. I met some of these people, when I was trying to sell in Hollywood and stuff like that. They're resume builders. They have no investment in whatever the product is. It's just about self and building a resume and trying to get, move up the ladder so they can get more power and more money. But they have no vision. They just kind of know how to do these things, but they don't really know how to create anything. They don't know how to build anything. And if you look at Iger's whole tenure, he knows how to purchase things. He knows how to merge. He does not know how to create.
Yeah.
Like even Eisner, as much shit as he got, he was the guy before Iger, he was building parks from scratch. The whole Disney animation renaissance was on his watch. All of this stuff happened because he was willing to take a chance and he understood creativity. He understood if we're going to make money, we have to create things that people want. They have to want to see this. They have to want to go here. They have to want these things. But the Marvel now are just like, we're going to buy something somebody else already wants, and then we're just going to merge it into what we do.
Machine.
And then after a fashion, after a certain amount of time, it'll just get homogenized into that unit, and then just any originality, anything that was good about it will just be gone. And we've seen it with there's no exception. There's not one exception to something that Disney bought and didn't destroy. They're even talking about editing The Simpsons now.
Oh,
I know that they already have, but they're talking about like I think it was the dad. He put his hands around Bart's neck and stuff like that. They're like, this is not acceptable. Yeah, we're going to edit all that out. It's like, all right, keep doing that, and you're just going to destroy The Simpsons too. So congratulations.
Evil One's got a super chat over there in the holiday spirit here.
Yes, thank you, Evil One, for the $2. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Entertaining me while I eat. Very, very good. If there's anybody that hasn't hit that thumbs up, please do so. If we have anybody that's new to my stream, please subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. This is Pontificators, and we do this show every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're a little bit low on the crew tonight. I'm very thankful to have Rob Hunter and Clint on tonight, Clint Alinsky.
There's like a crippling round of gonorrhea going around.
No, it's Thanksgiving. It's not gonorrhea.
It's a revolution. It's a revolution. They all said, suck it, Art.
Well, that was Pedro. That was Pedro.
He's always revolting.
He
lives in Panama.
Yeah, he lives in Panama. He knows all about rising up and taking on the government. But you guys, it's been a blast. This is my favorite part about this show, especially with you guys. It's just kind of riffing our way through 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we have a plan, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we stick to the plan, sometimes we don't. But it's always a great time, and I hope everybody in the chat had the same. We have 2 live. Well, I think Rob and I are in demand, but I think we still have a live campaign with Clint. Do you have your campaign, Maidens of Mayhem?
Yeah, Maidens of Mayhem is live on Indiegogo right now. It is, of course, has become shadow banned. It didn't start out shadow banned, but then it became shadow banned. Just they've got a glitch or whatever. So if you have trouble finding the link, you can always go to my Twitter, and I've got plenty of links there. And I think, Danky Frankie's got it, and I think Art put it in the
it's in the description. Yeah.
So yeah, Maidens of Mayhem ends this Sunday, and there I think I just shared it with Yart. Yep, Maidens of Mayhem ends this Sunday. 60 pages, 3 giant stories. This is a warning: adult content. There will be adult language, nudity. Yep, it's going to have all the bang for your buck. We're at 230 backers with 23,000 with 4 days left. I would love to push this book to 300 backers and get close to 30,000. That would be fantastic to end out my year here. But lots of stuff with this book. I'm going to play the video quick, and then we'll just we'll scroll through some of the rewards, some of the art, and some of the new characters that are going to be showing up here. So
Yeah, your videos are always great, man.
here we go.
Ooh la la.
Get an eye for it. The tromboner. Ford made very the twin sister, and they both got naked. And then Pirate Queen, my original character.
I like it says don't miss the adventure. It goes right to their breasts.
That's the adventure.
Super Tits might be one of my.
Does it say music by Dawkins, like Don Dawkins? Breaking the chains, baby.
I love Don Dawkins, man. I saw him in the last couple of years. He still had the butter in his voice.
That's cool.
Sounded fantastic. So the main book is gonna, like I said, is going to be a 60-page book with 3 big stories: one featuring Blue Bombshell, one featuring Pirate Queen, one featuring the Sword Maidens. So you're going to get superheroes, you're going to get sci-fi adventure, and you're going to get swords and sorcery.
And mayhem.
With those 3 main stories. Yep, and mayhem, plenty of mayhem, and plenty of adult content. All of those stories are adult, and there will be nudity, so just fair warning for that. I've got the regular covers here, and then I do have adult variant covers with the nudity on them that I and a lot of you I know enjoy. And then I have some add-ons.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
I have been resistant to add-ons, but a lot of this fun stuff that I've been doing is after I launch the campaign. So I want to give people the chance to get some of these add-ons. This, like, I kind of wish I had saved this for the next Blue Bombshell book next year because it turned out so good.
You know, I think I worked on that book, right?
I'm sure
Yes,
you
you did.
I'm sure you did. On the
Rogue in
interior.
the Savage Land.
Rogue,
Yes.
yeah.
Rogue versus Captain Marvel.
Yep, absolutely. So like I was looking at this cover and I'm like, oh, I can tweak that and I can totally steal it for my own stuff.
For my own selfish needs.
Exactly. Which is what I'm always on the lookout for, is stealing stuff for my own selfish needs.
Mm-hmm.
So it turned out like I had a fun time inking the crap out of this. And what was weird was like how little there is to it. Like Jim was like, it's impressive how little there is to this cover and how action-packed it is.
You mean like background-wise and stuff like that? Yeah.
2 figures, and then there's like, it's like a little wispy smoke cloud and a little bit of a rock background, but just great energy in those 2 figures that he created.
Yeah.
There's no like, you know, perspective or buildings or depth, or it's just a great action shot. But when I was working on it, it was like, I'm like, this is way simpler than it looks like it is.
Yeah, it's all the rendering makes it look very complex.
Most of his X-Men covers were
energy
very
and
simple.
figures. Sorry, Rob, what was that?
Most of Jim's X-Men covers were pretty simple.
They were, but like he had just a great ability to put energy in those figures that really caught the eye. So
Yeah.
yes, an homage to Jim Lee's X-Men 269. This is of course Blue Bombshell 69. So
69, dude.
Oh
69,
yeah.
dudes. The Circle K, man. And then this is the other add-on that I am offering. I've had a ton of people that missed out on the first Blue Bombshell. So I am offering the original first issue of the Blue Bombshell. It was 2 separate stories, making a 48-page book. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to offer 2 24-page books with 2 retro covers. So you're still getting all the content of the original Blue Bombshell #1. You're going to get it in 2 24-page comics with 2 fun retro covers. Everybody kind of has been digging the retro covers, so you can get that as an add-on with your campaign.
You know why they're digging the add-ons? Because they're very well done. Like there's reverence. Like there's definitely care. Like you can, even though you're parodying things, you can tell there's a care, and there's an understanding of, like, no matter who the artist is, no matter what the IP that you're holding the mirror up to or whatever you're emulating, it's always feels authentic. You know, like unlike what we're talking about with Marvel, it's like there's a genuine love and understanding of this stuff when you parody it, and I think that's why it works, man.
I've had so much fun doing some of these retro covers and doing the homages, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're doing the homages, blah blah blah." It's like I'll stop doing them when the fans stop liking them, and when I stop having them. Like,
Right.
I just have a great time, and especially with the retro covers, I just had a great time. And I mentioned warning: there's some TNA in this book, so just in case you didn't think I was being honest, so this is Star Blaster and the Purple Torpedo trying out their X-ray goggles on the Blue Bombshell. So, like, there is humor in this book. There is a lot of jokes. I don't take anything. If you guys watch me on these shows, I don't take anything too seriously. One of my proudest creations.
Hey, I have an idea for you. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Remember those highlight moments, the magazine where you had like you looked at the image, and then it was like find the image in the image, and then you put the little like red glasses on or whatever, and then you could see an object within an object. Right. You could do like somebody who has like X-ray vision, and you can't see, the nudity, and then you put the glasses on, and then all of a sudden, boom, there it is. That'd be a good gimmick, man.
That would be a very cool gimmick. I could probably figure out how to like get those glasses again too, and have them be like like a trading card thing where you get the glasses as an extra.
You know what else you should do is, you remember like those dirty, like you always had an uncle that had the glass that had the sexy girl, and then when you pour it, it's like their clothes come off. Like you should do stuff. Yeah, you should do stuff like that.
I've gotten the lenticular cards, and like the only place I've been able to get them is from China. In fact, here I got one right here.
Okay. Hold on.
Have me go full screen. So these lenticular, they're very cool.
Ooh.
Oh, you and I need to talk. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, no, I've got one for Pirate Queen and Slave Girl.
Yeah, but you got to do it where their clothes fall off.
Guess what? The first question I asked to my vendor in China was, it's like, can I do nude art? And he's like, no.
Oh, seriously? Okay. Because they have to bring it over, and they have to go through customs and everything.
I'm guessing there's all kinds of whatever. But the lenticular cards are awesome, but I wanted to do that so bad.
You should just do it. Just don't be honest. Yeah, don't ask for permission. Just do it.
Oh, just put the art in there. It would
see
be.
what
It'd be
happens.
worth it. It'd be worth it if they just went and did it. Yeah, that's
Or find a local printer, man. Somebody who's,
like
a little
we got,
down on his luck, maybe needs a couple bucks.
we got paid. Just send the cards. I should totally do that.
You just have
Okay.
to
So tromboner is my proudest one. Although I've got a lot tromboner. Well, so tromboner got a lot of attention. Here's the Sword Maidens. You can kind of get the theme going here. What's going on in these books? So really good art, action-packed stories, humor, adventure, fun comics that we grew up on, loved, enjoyed. But I got to get down to Thundercock. So here's another one of my retro, and I'm super proud of this. So the art book, this is going to be this right here is going to be the cover for the art book. I recommend, if you're going to back my project, get the tier with the art book and then with the digital Super Tit story. I know it's a little bit more. You're going to get the bang for your buck. I'm going to have a full adult Blue Bombshell story in here featuring the origins of Thundercock right here. And he is saying, back off, Bombshell. That radioactive rooster bit me, giving me the powers of Thundercock. And now Super Tits is going to feel my wrath. I couldn't be prouder of coming up with this character. I hear Rob sniffing and snorkeling in the background there.
It's so funny.
Well, we got a fan from Canada, and he says, "I want to get Maids of Mayhem, but $40 shipping to Canada for $25 book makes me sad. He wants it so bad, but man, I don't blame you.
I am sorry. Like the foreign shipping now is just it's
crazy. Yeah.
It's like I would love to just have $10 shipping to Canada and to Europe, and my book would be done. It'd be the last book that I did.
Yeah, and to be honest, there's a lot of people that are losing their shirts in the shipping, because there's always like what you gear up for, and then there's the reality, and the reality is always a lot worse.
It's gotten worse in the last 3 years since COVID. Like European and Canadian shipping was a bit of a pain, but it was reasonable. The last 3 to 4 years, it's like forget about it. It's like if you don't cover those shipping costs, it'll kill your campaign. So
right. It's real tough, because when you put those things together, you really want to err on the side of the consumer. You really, really do. But then there's that reality part, and you just have to do it, and you just hope that people won't. It's not offended, but won't be. They won't hold it against you, I guess.
They just understand, because
right. Yeah, because we're not making money. It's like some people that might be cynical go, oh well, they're padding the shipping, so they can make more money. It really isn't, because also maybe it might be cheaper to send someplace, but I guarantee you that it's probably more to send it someplace else. So as far as we're concerned, if we're lucky, it'll balance out. But I haven't had one campaign that did balance out. It's usually a little bit of a loss or out of pocket that you lose. But Rob, what do you have, man?
Huh?
Oh my gosh! Well, while you're looking for your passion project, I'm gonna say go back Clint's book. There was links in the chat, and there is a link in the description. So go check out Maidens of Mayhem. You will not be sorry.
Rob, you've been posting all kinds of new art, and it looks absolutely freaking gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Come on, Rob. Let's hear the pitch.
Here we are. Okay, so Marsoc, Marine Raider, gets critically injured. And when I say critically injured, he gets his legs blown off. And he uses alien knowledge from the explosion that takes his legs and builds up the Death Raider armor to fight off an alien infiltration.
That's good.
Yes, thank you. I can't scroll my page. Wait, here we
Oh,
go. Now I can.
oh, okay,
Can you?
good.
Is it scrolling for
Yeah.
everybody? Okay, it wouldn't before for some reason. So I have three different. I have three different PDFs for uh, those people who don't want to pay for foreign shipping. So you could grab the PDFs. It's like $17, and you get all three PDFs because there's the normal 64-page full color. Then there's black and white, and then there's a third PDF that has it's black and white artwork, and there'll be no lettering, so you can just check out the cool
Yeah.
ringtone artwork. And then we have the actual books and the actual book printed books. You can get all three books for $85, and that's full color. Um, then there's the I call it the tune-up cover. So it's Death Raider without his cape. It's like his getting recharged unit cover. So that's cover B, and then cover C has its Death Raider on the rooftop, and that's the book that's actually black and white. So anybody who wants to see just the printed black and white artwork. So, and it's
Well, show us some of that artwork. Yeah, I want to see some.
okay. Let me scroll down to the artwork. Let's see. I'm scrolling past it because it's not even. There we go. Now it's starting to load. We got different covers.
There we go. Yeah.
Here is now the printed book that's black and white. I wanted it to be straight, like, hey, you're not going to confuse your black and white book with any of the other stuff. So it has there's no actual cover. It's just the Death Raider title in black and white. Here's cover B that I was talking about. He's like in this charging station, being cool and menacing.
That image is memorable. That thing is so damn cool.
I had a lot of fun. It's surprising compared to some of the other pages. This didn't take as long as some of the other pages, which I find now I find ironic as I'm still working on the book and trying to get it done. Like, what the hell? The cover everybody loves didn't take as long as this, but I guess that's the nature of being an artist.
I hate that when like a musician goes, "I wrote that song in 3 minutes."
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's been around for 50 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's even a T-shirt. You can grab the T-shirt, and the Hex has "It's time to fuck shit up." That's what's written.
Yes.
In dialogue around
Nice.
the Hex. So if anybody wants a Death Raider T-shirt to show everybody how effing cool they are, so and here's some of the black and white artwork. And here's actually this is page 1. Him hanging out on a rooftop, getting ready to kick some ass. Here's a shot of before he gets blown up. He's hanging out with his team, and our main character is up front. Cody Wilson, Sarge. So here's some of the bad guys. These were mercenaries who ran into Sarge, and well, now they're cyborgs. So everybody got fucked up. Everybody got blown up. So, and of course, we need a hot chick cyborg.
You need a hot chick without a nose.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got a nose. That's just makeup. She's got a nose. There's no
I know.
way
I'm just giving you shit.
It still looks cool.
There's no way I'm going to draw a hot chick. I've learned the Clint school of chicks. They need noses. They need big tits and they need noses.
Well, the idea is bigger is always better.
Oh,
Doesn't hurt.
It. Yeah. Here's just a shot. This is like, I believe this is actually page 2 now. He's jumping down to fight the robots. Page 3, where he's fighting. This is the Raycor evil alien empire, and this is some of their, it really is. It's they're the Raycor's version of ninjas, so they're cannon fodder. So he's treating them as cannon fodder.
Yeah, I like that you created the cannon fodder with the most detail, like that you could possibly put. Like, oh, I only have to draw multiples of these on a page,
Yeah, because I'm real smart that way. Our co-star is Anna, and she's like she's a super spy, but she's also one of the doctors on the because it's Team Core when he's still a soldier, Team Core, they're all juiced up on synthetic steroids. They're like not as powerful as Captain America, but they're like a Captain America program. And she's one of the scientists who works on the program. She's there to steal secrets, but she's
a double agent.
She is. She's like my version of Black Widow, if you will.
Oh my god!
So
she's sexier than Black Widow. Look at that.
What? Why? Thank you very much. Well, I don't have a Marvel editor looking over my shoulder saying, "Do we really need the ass shot in this story?"
Yes, we do.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she's running off to the emergency room because, well,
she needs to save somebody.
She's the bad news for Sarge. Sarge is not looking so good. And if I go to updates, let's see, my scrolling is.
Oh, you've been putting the new art in the updates. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I have. I got yelled at in the updates too.
Oh boy.
That's good. That's always fun.
Technically, I didn't get yelled at in the updates, but they saw the updates and they yelled at me on my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. It was a delayed yelling.
Yeah.
For some reason, he wanted to yell at me in my YouTube channel instead of my updates. Look at this. My internet is crap. Like, it is scrolling and showing nothing. At least it is on my end. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to show the updates for the new art. Anybody who wants to see the new art, my Twitter is Rob Hunter Art. And I am always posting. I've been posting all the new pages as I finish them. This is actually.
It's taking you to an actual.
Yeah. That's my mistake. Guess who doesn't visit his own page?
Go to View Campaign.
View Campaign. See.
Well, you find it, and I'll post it up. Yeah. But anyways, you guys, the link is also in the description. Danky Frankie put a link in the chat. The link is in the description. So go check out Death Raider. Back it. There's a lot of people talking about picking up one of those shirts because they look very, very cool. So Rob's a good guy, man. He's been doing this for a while. He's taken a beating, but he keeps on. What is it? Taking a licking and keeps on ticking.
Yes. It's Death Raiders at 20K, and I've appreciated everybody who supported the book right now. I've been working on it for a year, so it's pretty simple to figure out, what goes to printing, what goes to shipping. You're like, how's Rob paying the bills? Well, so that's this is my first go out.
Back Death Raider.
Yes. Before I ramble.
Don't ramble. It's going to be a huge success. Your next book is going to be even bigger, better. And the thing is, you always have that book, Rob. So you can do second prints. Yeah. You can do compilations. You can do stuff like that. So I had a concept. Chrono Mechanics. I never lost money. I never lost money at Image Comics, but I did lose money in just developing the book. So I never got paid, so I lost, pencil writing and inking, salary on that. But I eventually did repackage it. Yeah. And over time I did, make a pretty good living, or I made a good hefty sum of money off of that story. It took a decade, but I did, Wait,
no, you're not helping.
Yeah, but the thing is, Rob, it's not the only thing you're ever going to create. Yeah, see, that's just one thing. So you're going to create the next thing, and it's going to be bigger success than this, and then you put that out later.
In crowdfunding, every project is a learning experience. Every single crowdfunding book you do, you'll pick up a little. No, but seriously, like.
No. I'm laughing at Evil One's comment.
Evil One, I want to.
Because I think I could get from China plasma blades for turkey cutters. I could get those in the market.
Yeah. They won't ship nude lenticular covers, but they will send laser beams.
Yeah, that seems about right for China.
Yeah. But Danky Frankie's right. You guys have heard me talk like Chrono Mechanics, Mark Miller's Chrononauts. Yes, there was a little snake in the grass going on there.
Well, it's not like Mark Miller's ever stolen any ideas, because look at all of his concepts. They're just variations of other ideas. Like
Usually, what his concepts are is he'll take two ideas,
yeah,
and then he'll merge them into one idea.
The one-
So anybody who's been reading comics or knows pop culture, whatever, they can usually they can see right through it. Yeah. But you know what? It works. It works, man.
It's working for him. So
Well,
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like I took a Wolverine concept with Iron Man and Ghost Rider and then smashed them together with Batman. So I have
How
no
dare
idea.
You know
What
what?
are you
Secretly, you're just kind of like this Rob Hunter thing. That's your alter ego. You're actually Mark Miller, aren't you?
Oh, I am. I work for a company called Blendermatic, and what we do is we just take different ideas and smash them together, and then
Blend them all
I'm just a spokesman for.
Is that kind of like the Sludge-O-Matic? What was the comedian that had the Sludge-O-Matic and he'd
Yeah.
he'd
You
smash?
see the microwave blender. It comes out next time. Next year for
Dan
Christmas.
wasn't it Dan Aykroyd at Saturday Night Live? He had like the Slam-O-Matic or something.
Yeah, but there was a comedian. He had the Sludge-O-Matic, and it was actually
Yeah.
a hammer, and he'd bring out things on the stage,
Sludge-O-Matic.
and then he'd sledgehammer whatever. It had to be where they got the idea for Harley Quinn. But anyway,
he smashed watermelons and stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
and even his brother took over.
Gallagher.
And
Gallagher, yes.
Yeah.
What name?
Watermelons.
What screwed me up is I was thinking of a first name, but he was just Gallagher, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if he had much of an act beyond smashing the watermelons because you get like the poncho in the front row,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
he was goofy.
he would have
looking.
jokes. He would have jokes that then the setup was always the watermelon. Like the punchline is smashing
Smashing
stuff.
the watermelon.
Oh, hey, Congress,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, smash watermelon.
Yeah, but the thing is, he was a prop comic, so unlike Carrot Head or whatever, Carrot Top, he was kind of funny, Carrot Head, because I do remember once, like he brought this this anchor out on a chain on the stage, and he brought it out, and it had a diaper on it, and he goes, like hanging out with, once you have a kid, it's like you have to tell everybody, no, I have a kid, and then he just drops it on the stage, and the stage is partially mic'd, and you just hear thump, and it is like the timing of it, everything is so funny. We can't go to dinner with you. We have a baby, and then he just dropped it. Boom.
I told my sisters having a kid is an anchor on your life. So
Carrot Nuts. Unlike Carrot Nuts, I don't know. I don't know of anybody named Carrot Nuts. But anyways, I'm gonna self promote. I'm gonna shamelessly self promote
Yes.
a little bit here, and I'm gonna show off some new art, you guys. So boom, boom, boom. All right, here we
stuff
go.
we've seen or stuff we haven't even seen yet.
You may have seen some because sometimes I post stuff in the green room, in the Pontificators green room, but maybe not because it's one page from the epilogue I'm going to show off. But this is Black and White Volume 2, Man vs. Machine. In a world where law and order is often blurred to gray, justice can only be black and white. So we are doing very, very good. I want to thank each and every one of you for not only backing and supporting, but also giving me the time needed to draw what I think is the best thing I've ever done after 40 years in this industry. So here's the main cover here. We have the variant. We have a few variants. We have Kenneth Roquefort, or however you say his last name. I always screw it up. His variant, which is freaking awesome. We have
Beautiful.
Joe Bennett. Oh my gosh, Joe Bennett. Look how sweet this is. And then we have Pedro Eng, Pontificator's own Pedro Eng with Von Klaus, doing the High Octane animated adventure book. It's a 22-page, kind of like an old floppy. It's a setup where the beginning, middle, and end are all in the 22 pages, so no cliffhanger. It's completely self-contained, so it's fun, and it's you can give it to your kids. You can give it to your kids. Nothing in there is bad. Well, there's nothing in black and white that's bad either, but if you have smaller kids. So this is volume 1 with the variant cover. The first print run completely sold out. So we got a second print run with this new cover. And then we have the Grey Capullo variants. And you can only get these in the black and white jam tier. And they're very limited, so that tier is limited. So you guys, links in the description. Please click the link, come by, check it out. And we just did an update. I'm going to show off these. We have so many good artists that are in Comicsgate, amateur artists. And so we did a fan contest, and these are the 5 winners. So you can see how amazing they are. So we got this one. We got this one here.
Awesome.
And we got this. And then this one was so cool. I like the tone and everything. I didn't add color to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then last but not least, we got the Joe Bernardo piece, which is really killer. He did the colors, pencils, inks, and colors.
Oh,
and
wow.
So, yeah, we got some great stuff. So
good artists in CG, man.
Yeah, so each and every one of you will get to enjoy this artwork. So these are all these are stretch goals. So all of you will get these cards in your bundle. So let me get out of here, come back, and then I have the original artwork to show. So we also have a Billy Tucci trading card, and I think I've showed that artwork. But we also have a trading card. This this wasn't a very good segue, but we got Sir Paul McCartney, and he's sporting his Inco T-shirt here. So I just wanted to let you guys know that Inco he's international. So, and he's very, very popular. So popular that Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney, is showing it off. So there's that, and this is the trading card I was going to show you guys. So this is the black and white kind of variant for the from the cover art, and so it's recropped, and I kind of grayed down the background a little bit, so it's a unique take on the cover. I think it looks pretty cool.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah, so we got
that's awesome.
Thanks. So we got that, and then here it is. So this is
in color.
Yeah, this is
in color yet.
Yeah, this is the epilogue. This epilogue piece. I'm working with an artist named Alan Patrick. I don't think it's his real name. He works with Joe Bennett. So Joe Bennett has 2 other guys that work with him on his stuff. That's why Joe Bennett gets so much work done. So Joe Bennett, believe it or not, was going to do the epilogue, and he couldn't do it because he's doing all that. What is that stuff called that he's doing with Eric July?
Alpha
Core, yes.
Alpha Core. Yeah.
Yeah. So he turned me on to his assistant, and this is Alan Patrick. And I just wanted breakdowns. So based on layouts, he did breakdowns, and then I did all the finished inks. So all the rendering, the shadows, and everything, that's all me. It's pretty easy to do. And also it adds compatibility to the main story. So you can see how cool this shit is.
This looks nice.
Yeah, this is low res. I don't have the high res files yet. So just know that the actual printed version will look way better than this.
That abdominal stretch on white, that's impressive right there.
Sweet.
That's nice looking.
Yeah, and then this last over the shoulder shot is pretty killer.
Oh, yeah.
So this is one of the 4 pages of the epilogue. This was the stretch goal. So we got to the stretch goal. So you guys are having 4 pages added to your story, and this is one of them. And then here's one of the interior pages here of the main story.
nice.
Oh, this looks awesome.
Oh, he
Thank
does
you,
not
guys.
look happy.
No, well, he's responsible for blowing up the plane, so he's in so much deep shit that yeah, it would take a lot to make him happy.
Ooh,
Oh
That
wait,
looks
wait, wait.
fantastic art.
Oh, thanks. What did I do? Okay, I'm back. Yes. Yeah. So wait, Rob, did you find those pages?
Oh, you mean to be able to go to update? Yeah, I'm at update.
Okay.
So-
Well, you want to show them off on the live stream?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll leave on this. So Rob's been posting pages on his updates. So here is one of them.
And does anybody in chat have a guess who these guys are?
No,
No. You don't have a guess?
no, not even a guess.
Not even a guess. Not even a guess.
Are like the
here's
dead
a-
guys
here's-
from his Steel team, or
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What's going on? Why is he Team Core members? Why are they? They're dead. I
Yeah.
told everybody dies. Why is he still talking to him? What's happening? Wait,
right?
where is he? That looks familiar. What's going on right there? Behind that guy's shoulder. Oh. Am I writing a story that's not just straight up sci-fi action?
Oh,
Am I trying to think a little bit out of the box? Maybe a little bit.
Possibly.
Here's
uh-huh.
Here's a team. It's Team Core fighting some terrorists, fighting some bad guys. So here's
That
a
stuff
shot.
is so awesome. Look at that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I spent way too long on the marker. It's sometimes when I cover stuff up with the pen and ink, it makes me sad. So, oh man, dead dogs. Who did this to the dead dogs?
Somebody horrible. Probably the villain, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yep. Here's more Team Core all jacked up and super veiny.
Because the thing is, if you want to make your audience really hate somebody, have them kill a dog.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here's this doesn't look so good. It's a big explosion in the town they were just at. So our main character has to get pulled out of the rubble. Thank God his other guys didn't get buried. And here's one more update. Here's just
that page.
splash
Wow.
page. That's the tank when they're tank chasing them. So
That's such an insane panel, though. That is gorgeous.
Yeah, Rob, this is nothing short of amazing. You are doing the work of your career as well.
Yeah.
So very good. Everybody go check out Death Raider. That's Rob's new book. That's in demand. But like Rob and I, we've been in demand. Clint's stuff is still live, so Maidens of Mayhem. Go check that out. You're going to be closing Sunday?
Sunday night, yeah.
Sunday night. So let's get that total up, and let's make some success here. We are nothing without you. Everybody in the chat, everybody at CG, we thank you so very much. I am thankful and grateful for each and every one of you, and this new paradigm we're creating, this CG world that we're creating, this publishing, whatever you want to call it. I am so thankful for all the people that are creating books here. Everybody that's contributing, everybody that's supporting. It's just nothing short of amazing. So thanks, you guys. And this has been Pontificators. We will see you next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So everybody take care, and we'll see you then.